really good actor. He can pull off some really good stuff.
I used to feel the same about Val Kilmer, but then like my
Oh, Val
saving
Kilmer.
grace, yeah, my saving grace with Val Kilmer was the fact that I just loved Willow and him as
Mad
Mad Mardigan,
Mardigan.
and that was just
Ooh.
yeah, it just
I fell off of Val Kilmer after The Saint. I was like, ooh, no, not quite.
That one with the lion.
Oh, I love the
Darkness.
the
he was also good in
Quick in the Darkness. Is that what it's called?
Something
Quick
in the Darkness.
I actually
What's
got it on
up? Welcome
DVD.
to the Movie Cut Podcast.
Ghost in the Darkness. That's
Ghost
what it
in
was.
the
The Ghost in the
Darkness.
Dark. I love that movie. It's fantastic. It's not because of Val Kilmer though. It's just a
No.
really good movie. I probably like it more for Michael Douglas.
Just want to welcome Clocked It back to the Juice Lose podcast for the first time since like the Game of the Year podcast.
The years.
If we're even on the Game of the Year, I don't even remember now.
I
No,
was yeah I was.
Okay,
I
somebody
was
missed
doing
it.
No.
I feel like
Yes, he
somebody
was.
missed it.
I forgot
Terrell
already,
missed
yeah.
it. That's right.
Terrell missed it. Right, he was the one that missed it.
Dude, why
Yes,
you're
I show up.
Listen,
like,
listen. It's April Fool's because we thought this was a
I
gaming
hate this
podcast.
on the
It
internet.
actually was a movie podcast. That's
I don't watch anything on April Fools on the internet. I don't.
I know.
Oh,
I
man,
don't
you
trust
stay off it.
anything.
One thing
Why is your
almost
room
got
all
me.
washed out?
is,
There's Terrell.
James
I don't
Gunn
know.
was fired from Warner Brothers.
fucking
That was one
camera.
thing.
Come on. Oof.
It's
What
not
happened?
a problem. I mean, we can see
That
you. It's
camera,
just
that
weird.
camera. I might just
Oh,
need
you
to
blow
bring
it
up the
out.
candle.
You blowed out.
I was actually upset when I seen Sony Santa Monica say that they're remaking the original PS2 God of War game.
Oh, they got you.
Well, they didn't get me, but it showed it. I was just
Uh.
like, man, this is a weak announcement. I mean, oh,
But
wait,
before
there,
April
there.
Fool's-
So they did get you, but it sounds like
Weren't surprised. You thought it was probably a thing. That's the saddest part.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, but that's-
Disney
that's
just
what I
said
mean.
they're
It's like,
rebooting Pirates of the Caribbean franchise before April Fools.
Oh yeah, I know. Why are they doing
That
that?
sounds like an April Fool's joke, but it's real.
Well, Disney, I believe in everything. They're just they don't know what to do.
They falling off, man. They fell off.
They're struggling. They don't know. They don't know why the Marvel movies aren't good. Like somebody made a great point. They had a
I can tell.
they had a
they
10-year
suck.
plan. They had a 10-year plan with the storyline
Mhm.
that everything. Yeah, there were some flops. There were some bad movies in there that still did okay. After that, they're just like
It's a
doesn't
whole
it know-
chocolate.
it just feels like they didn't know, they weren't fully prepared for or they had an idea, but it was just so misguided and people didn't like the movies that it was like just felt right off the rails. Now they're
Disney
just,
now will be like, we're making Epic Mickey free. April Fools.
They got fat, man. That's what happens. You get fat. A
They're-
string, a run like that. Come on,
Mhm.
they got fat. That's all. They'll figure it out.
I mean, Robert was still talking about going to see the Marvels at Thursday night midnight to keep his streak
Why?
going. He did,
Isn't it on-
but I'm like,
isn't it
bro,
on streaming though?
at this point, bro,
It's
don't.
all streaming now. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
But before it came out, he's like, I'm still gonna go. I'm going Thursday night midnight. I'm like, why? Just because that was the thing. That was the thing.
Respect the man's dedication. How dare you? Bro?
He didn't though, so I respect that. He didn't do
Wow.
it.
I actually finished watching the second half of which Spider-Man film is it when they all show up? Tobey Maguire and
Oh, the
actually,
one
I
that
can't
No
remember-
Way
I can't-
Home.
got hyped
No Way
up.
Home. I can't remember the name of it. But man, it was just it was so bad. I was just like, why?
I'm about to get the
I
fuck
knew
out
I
of here.
wasn't
This
the
is
only one.
crazy.
I knew
This
I
is
wasn't crazy.
I need to leave. Apparently.
Terrell
This is
like that.
wild. I might need to
very-
leave. That's crazy.
What do you think of let's bring back these awesome villains and have them do nothing. Let's just
It's pretty much what they do, and then it's just like they all. Oh, it's just, but just like just Tom Holland and it's just the acting. I was just like, what's going on? I'm like, but even when Tobey Maguire is there, just the heart coming out of his face. I was just like, look at the emotions this guy's putting on screen, and then you got fucking Tom Holland.
even Andrew Garfield was
He was great in it.
He was
made me
great
want-
in it.
he made me want him to try
He
again.
made me want to like those movies, but I just still don't like them. But
But just the film itself, I was just like, God,
Terrell,
what
when's
is
the
this
last time
film?
you watched it? Did you rewatch it, or did you still off the initial hype?
What was it? Probably last year. I watched it. I rewatched it.
You still felt it strongly that it was good?
No, I mean I still love it.
That's great
Um,
because
he still felt it strongly that it was good.
a lot of guys.
see what Juice tries to lead me in the hole, and I'm like, here it is. Go ahead and jump. Won't you dig
a
that
lot of
ditch
guys
for
in the
yourself?
home
You
theater
sure you
community.
watched it when you were 15 years old?
Surprisingly, when it came out to like watch it at home, I seen a thread and he's man, It must have been caught up in like guys were like it's not as good as I remember it being at the theater, like because they were caught up in the hype, people cheering and stuff,
cheering and all that stuff, and
I was
all
surprised.
of the member berries and that.
He says he was surprised with a big smile on his face.
No, I was surprised because these are the type of guys
Yeah,
that
they didn't
love
like
the
it.
hype, and I wouldn't. They're not movie critics. They're just guys. They're home theater guys. They don't really watch movies like that. So it was surprising to see. So
They're
many
like
people.
PC guys who only care about benchmarking games and not really playing them.
basically. That's a perfect analogy.
Nailed it.
You mean those type of guys are like the review tech? Is that what you mean?
They're like,
No, they
Um,
actually review tech though.
what
That's
was the last? Avatar.
Avatar.
Besides Avatar, there was another game that was the
can't
big
play with
must-have
you, though. She's a pro.
benchmark game. I'm trying to think what it was. I know Cyberpunk, but
Shorty Cyberpunk.
Oh,
is a decent benchmark.
I just had it. It's a really demanding game, and it basically that's all the guy at work. He's like, yeah, I might pick it up. I hear Linus talking about it. So and so talk. That's their new benchmark game, and it's like super demanding. It came out last year. I can't think of which one it was, but it might have been. I don't know if it was Alan Wake 2. It was either that or something else. Either way, it's like he was gonna pick it up just because that's the new benchmark game, and it's
I
like
don't think of any.
That's the only reason.
there's literally guys that do that. They'll get
Yeah.
movies, and they'll
I'm not talking
only know.
shit. I'm not even saying that about all PC guys. I'm talking about
No.
there's a certain segment of PC dudes who only care about benchmarking.
I would
and that kind of
say,
stuff.
from my experience in the home theater community, it's way more. That's more common than the guys who just
more
love
prevalent.
movies. It's more prevalent than the guys who just like movies because it's one of those hobbies that's just. I don't know what it is. People get sucked in. They just like the buying new equipment, setting it up, testing more than they like just sitting down watching movies. It's weird. I don't understand it, but
That is something therapeutic about
Yeah,
building a PC from scratch. There
Yes.
is something
I like,
about it,
you
and
know-
you can make get a decent tower, get a decent rig, make it look really nice, and put the time.
It's
and
like
everything
Legos
in there.
before adults. That's what it feels
I've
like.
always had a problem with the term building a PC because you're just putting the parts together. I mean, you're not soldering.
T,
you know?
Yeah, I
don't,
know,
don't
I
do
know.
that. Don't do
Come
that.
on now.
it still
Listen,
takes
I
some
don't know,
knowledge and time.
Yeah,
to
man.
fix. If you're gonna do cable management,
He's
especially,
like- T's doing that reality shit. Who
You
the fuck
plug
told
it
you?
in.
Get that shit out of here, sir.
You're
We ain't
buying
doing
the
that.
parts and you're plugging it in slots. I mean, you're not.
There's a
Yeah,
lot of
right.
people can't do
out of here, man.
there's a lot of people that get messed up trying to do that. Like it's easier now, it's better. There's more information out there. But you still like unless you're just gonna throw it together, not give a crap about cable management and stuff. Like
I'll make sure the fans are blowing the right way too.
You start soldering chips to a PCB, then we can talk about you
I'm
building.
getting sick of this, man. Listen to me. Listen.
As
Let people take pride in their creations, okay? I didn't make Legos, but I still built something cool with them. Let me have these moments, okay? Shit. It's the same premise.
This guy who still has a digital multimeter. I would just want to see that kind of stuff when you talk about building something. That's all. That's just me.
you're picking out your stuff that suits your taste, your color scheme. Now with the
there's some-
RGBs. I mean, I get it's appealing. For me, like, I just don't use it enough for that purpose. I kind of regret. I mean, I'm glad it was fun doing, and I like how mine looks, but I didn't need to spend $400 on case and RGBs.
Just have a
and
question,
fans.
man. Where's that Xbox Series Xbox at, man?
It's upstairs behind the TV.
That whole Xbox, man.
I got 5 hours out of it. I bought it for Christmas.
We knew it. We knew that Xbox never had a chance, bro. We said
It was like, I might hold it for like a week though.
Hellblade 2 was gonna. I mean, I still holding out for possibly playing that, but God, I wish.
I'm surprised it doesn't have a
I
release
wish
date.
this had a
yet. Am I
physical.
tripping?
It has a release date, it just doesn't have a physical.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
Physical.
it's a release date. Yeah, I was gonna say,
So-
did they take the release date back?
No.
No, I wasn't sure because I had
It's in
saw.
May at some point, but either
It's
way.
been a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy
Maybe.
because just getting back to the when I first put the PC together, I got a new cooler. I wanted to make sure that the cooler was doing better than my old one. So you do I forget what it's called, the CPU benchmark test. So it just does a stress test, like maxes it out. And
You can install MSI and stuff, can't you?
Hmm?
That's what you're talking about.
No, it's a Cinebench. It's
Yeah.
called. It just
You can do that
renders
too.
like full. It just 100% your CPU for like 5 minutes, and you
Okay.
can see. It tells you the temp. You got to have the thing up. Tells you your temperature, and you want to make sure you're like under 70 Celsius. Maybe 80 peak. And then you use it, and then after about 2 weeks, I just deleted the program. Well, my buddy who's constantly upgrading, switching out stuff, he always is using it because he's always changing stuff. I mean, for him, it's just it's his thing he likes to do. He just bought a new GPU. He bought the top of the line AMD one. He's having some issues. It's crashing and stuff, so he bought the next one down, and he's trying that one. And he just swapped out his RAM for no other reason because it's slightly faster. So he bought 4 sticks of RAM. Wanted to sell me his old sticks for 80. I'm like, dude, I don't need any more RAM. It's a lifestyle. It's a hobby.
Mm-hmm.
He also games.
Stop giving Apple T more ammunition, right? All right, we need to make the PC sound good. Okay, and they're good to have.
Hey man, listen, Apple getting fucked over right now. All the little cultists scheming is starting to catch up with them.
Don't they
All
got
these-
another thing where they're now they're what are they earbud? What are they called? The wireless
Oh no, you're talking about the AirPods?
AirPods.
AirPods.
I don't know. Europe's been pushing them. Like they're now on USB-C, and I guess
AirPods.
the AirPods can only update, which I don't know why they need to update through an iPhone. You can't just update them through if you bought them for your Android device because maybe they're really good headphones. You just wanted some really good headphones. I don't know why you'd need to update them, but you can't update them unless you have an iPhone to update or iPad probably. Yeah.
You got to update earbuds. What the fuck?
I don't know why they updated, but they locked it behind. You have to do it through an
Well, of course
iPhone.
they did, because
Well, yeah.
And
that
it's
was
like,
that's
why?
how Apple.
Somebody
that's how-
buys
that's
I'm
it.
an Apple dude.
That is literally how Apple made
But
its money. It's
it
like, look
works
at this
with
cool thing I
Android.
have, but it only works with this other cool thing I have. By the
I'm an
same
Apple
company.
guy, and I know they be on some bullshit every once in a while. They on some bullshit, and that's it.
That's just, I mean, but
And-
why would they need to update? I don't know. Like, why my
It's a hustle.
why my
'cause
DualSense
then you gotta go
have to
buy-
update last
It,
week?
it works.
It's a hustle because people buy it.
But-
That's the whole point.
I mean, I think it was a good decision. Whoever stepped in, I think it was the FCC maybe that made. Remember when every phone had a different charger connection?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Making that a standard was just, and we didn't even really. I never just actually thought about it. Like, wow, this is bullshit. Like, this is like anti-consumer bullshit. And they made the
You realize
change, and it
you
was like,
being cheating
duh.
got
Like
mad
that's
about it.
such a smart thing. It should have been there from the beginning. So
Thank you, USB-C.
Thank God. We appreciate
It's
it.
like going back to our consoles where every single plug or power brick was like a massive different shape, so you couldn't even fit it on your plug extension or anything. Because like all the plugs be fat and stuff. You're like, fuck, I can only get 2 in here now.
what was the one? Super NES and NES, I think, had the plug was big, and then the N64, had the one that plugged in, and then after that, they just had the power brick in between the console and the plug.
Yeah.
And I do
in terms of the adapter itself, the plug adapter itself, for us,
Hey, that big,
one of the
thick ass
chunkiest
brick.
ones was,
Yeah, you
that
guys
would
have
cover
a
up
weird-
everything.
you guys
It
have
would
like a
cover
weird
every
Xbox.
goddamn thing.
360. Did you have? I don't know if you guys had on the Xbox 360. We had like a massive rectangular
Yeah, the power brick.
power brick. Did you have
Why
that?
would you
Oh,
do
yeah.
that when it
Huge.
covers up both fucking and it covers both of the plugs on in your wall socket? It covers them up.
Yeah,
And you put it on the bottom. That bitch wants to slide out. you try to flip it upside down. That bitch, nah, that's too heavy, and that bitch falls out of there.
but yeah, I'm
in
glad.
the middle of a good game and shit. That's when it happens.
This happened to me
Oh,
once or
fuck.
twice. I have been so angry. The fuck.
Yeah.
Because the original Xbox had it built in, and the thing was it was a huge system. And then they went to these power bricks. PS3 didn't have a power brick.
No, just a regular plug.
Yeah, it was
The
just
Wii had a
built in.
medium-sized one. The Wii U had a decent-sized, pretty big one. And then since then, it's been no power bricks, which is a nice. Yeah, the systems have to be bigger, but it's still.
I don't mind if the system if it benefits like the system design. You know what I mean? Like I don't mind if there's no, if the power if it's not built in.
Yeah, if it was like a, really sleek, small, but I don't.
Like I love what the N64 did. It's like it's kind of part of the system, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's like That was cool
Yeah,
to me. I like that.
yeah, it
design.
just slots into the back of the system. You don't mind
Yeah.
it then.
But I don't like little small devices. I got a whole shelf. I got an older from 2005, like with the standard 17-inch wide space for AV gear. I don't like a
Yeah.
tiny little device there. You know, like I want it to fill that. But I can understand other setups where a small device is better for most.
And it's
people.
also, has to do with heat and all that stuff too.
Yeah, I think if you see the PS5, they made it like a L shape with like it's like goes to a point, and it's just so they could fit it in there. I mean, that was a good idea.
It didn't help the 360 with Red Ring of Death, did it?
That's because
Yeah,
Microsoft didn't know how to make a console.
It's that horrible X-clamp design on the PCB. It was a terrible design. I don't know why they ever went with that thing. It was terrible.
Yeah,
It was just the slightest movement on that thing, and it's red ringing. It's like, what the fuck?
they must have
so
fixed
the
it
minute-
for the HDMI version because I've never had even.
Yeah, my
Been
what was
solid.
it called? The Elite.
There was
My
the
Elite never.
and then
Yeah,
they,
I
and
mean,
then-
I still got the original one. Mine red ringed twice. They did it for free the first time. They charged me the second time. I was like, right, I ain't ever doing this again. And it's still going. So whatever they done,
I don't know
fix
what
it.
model this one is called, but
that's
When
definitely
that's
elite.
isn't that
the Elite, right?
That's
But that's
yeah, that's
Isn't that, I
That
thought
is
it
the
was the
Elite.
Slim.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
the
okay.
slim. You're right.
It's
'Cause-
a Slim. Yeah.
yeah.
no, wait, the
mine was
Elite is the
before
one
that
I
one.
got. The Elite is
The Elite is just
Elite's
a black,
but it's a
black
more
original version.
But it's
Yeah,
Yeah, but I
got
think
literally
you
the
had,
one I
you had
got.
the one that's the one where they fixed everything.
mine was the
This is the one right before the Xbox One looking one, which was I don't know why they released that thing. But,
mine was the one
yeah.
after the Elite. It was the white console, 60 gig HDMI. It's the first one that had HDMI, and it's like,
Yeah.
I'm glad I waited because that was what
Can you imagine that it didn't come with an HDMI?
2008. I bought that, and
Wait, what do you mean HDMI? Because I got the Black Elite here.
that
And that's
might
quite
have
No, the
HDMI.
the original
The
beige
original Xbox 360
360.
just had a digital to a component cable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. The original one did, yeah.
It came with
was
it,
like-
but
Yeah, because none of those consoles with an HD. Ooh.
Ooh.
The sub HD 560p and all this shit.
Mhm. But they also had some 1080p.
560p
That system
upscale.
came out in
Upscale, yeah.
2005, and by the end it had 1080p 60 games. So it's,
Yeah.
they definitely went
That was
long
that was
way.
a console that scaled really well as far as like its capabilities.
Yeah, they
Like the early 360 games look nothing like the end 2012,
look at Gears of
2011.
War 3 compared to the
Yeah,
launch titles. it's
blows
like,
away. Like
It's almost
Condemned.
like a
looked
generational
Condemned.
leap.
Condemned looked like it's a upscale PS2 game though. It doesn't
Perfect
look.
Dark Zero, anyone? Remember Robert played that before the original?
Jesus
Ow,
Christ.
Ow, I try to scrape that from my memory.
I don't think I've ever
Damn.
been so disappointed in my life.
What a disappointment. What a disappointment.
What's up to everybody? We got Donnie, we got Sandstorm, Matthew, Lenny, Retro, Ayers, and AB James was here earlier. Thoughts on Microsoft putting out a handheld? I think I don't know that it would like sell it, but I think it would be, they'd put good R&D into it. I think it'd be a good system, but I just don't know.
Like I thought it was a stupid idea at first, but I'm like, that would actually be a really good idea. Are we going to talk about this now?
I don't
Is
know
that a
that,
topic?
like I said, I don't know if it'd be a big seller, but I think they'd put out a really well-designed, powerful handheld at a good price,
The reason I even invested in a Legion Go, the main reason was so I can play fucking native Xbox games on the go. That was the main reason. I can't do that on Steam or Steam Deck. So I was like, oh, this is cool. And I play my Legion Go way more than I do my Steam Deck now. And I just spent fucking $700 for the new
OLED.
one, the OLED. And I'm like, what the
Don't worry, you can donate that $700 to the Terrell Foundation Fund.
It's like, why did I do that? Not really. I still love it, but yeah, I think that would be great for a lot of people if they could make it to where it had native games.
Just in terms of just in terms of like other stores, isn't it? Like Humble Bundle and stuff like that, which you can download the storefronts of those, and obviously easier to. I remember you mentioned emulators before. You said it was pretty easy on the Steam Deck, but I guess it'd be easier just if it was.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's way easier just to have it natively and not have to do the circumvention, the workarounds and stuff for some of these, like GOG, and to get them to work.
Yeah.
It takes a little technology, a little bit, and most people aren't going to want to do that. So if you can just boot it up, but I think they actually should go the Steam Deck route, where, and people, get annoyed when I say the Steam Deck is a console. It is a gaming console. It's a gaming console first. And if you want to do some PC stuff, go ahead and go to desktop mode. But when you boot it up, bitch, it's a console. It's a storefront where you download games and you only play games on it. So, but I think because there's been rumors about, well, not rumors. What's Phil Spencer was talking about?
To say Phil was saying he's about to put
about
on
Steam and bring in, Epic Game Store and all this stuff. And I think people are like, oh, just have it. No, I don't think they should do it like have your Xbox set up and then you pick it from the. I think what they should do is what Steam is doing, which is where, you can go into Windows mode and you can use Steam and all that stuff there. I think that's a smarter route because they sell games too. Microsoft sells games in their store that they make money on. Why would you want to cannibalize your own sales on your software setup? People want to do that stuff. Let them go into PC mode, the way Steam Deck lets you go into Linux mode, and have that way you can still say, my Xbox Go or whatever it plays Steam games, and which would be weird because that means you're playing PlayStation games on your Xbox.
I do actually wonder if this would be like maybe better for the Xbox brand.
I think so.
To have a handheld.
I think so. I think that would be
all your accounts are connected across all your devices, Game Pass,
Mhm.
whatever you freaking want now. Like, whenever you buy something on that console, it's immediately on your handheld and all this type of stuff. In terms of revitalizing the Xbox brand,
And
it could possibly work better than a home console.
I think that's the way to go.
I agree. It shouldn't be like it should boot it up, Xbox load, just Xbox UI, and
your regular Xbox UI on your console.
Games you purchase, your Game Pass. You download the games, you play them. You can use the cloud if you want, but you can download them more importantly and play them offline. Games that aren't multiplayer, obviously.
I'm just not sure how much faith they got in the actual Xbox name anymore.
The other way would be too messy. I think if you said, okay, Steam, you can come on to our UI, and GOG and Epic Game Store. I think that then you got to make deals with them. All right, so the games that you sell, this is how it's weird. All right, so because Xbox already puts games on Steam and whatever, right? So what do you do when Steam's on your Xbox? Because how do they make a split? Like, because when Xbox puts the games on their game store, they get the full money. Like if they put like a other game, they don't have to pay Steam 30%. So what do you do when Steam's on your, like, that's a weird, what are you doing there? Get that out of here. Don't do that. Do what Valve is doing, which I think is way smarter. Have basically a Windows mode where you can go and play Steam and all that, Steam and Epic Game Store and all that stuff, and you can separate it. It's together, but it's separate, and I think that's a smarter move.
And I mean, based on the Steam Deck, I mean, it'd have to be more powerful, I'd think. But if the games are designed for it specifically, like
with all this new, AI learning stuff, I think it's going to fall right in a good time period to where you can get, good frame rates and your upscaling and all that. Obviously, pricing is going to. I think it has to be at least $4.99. I don't see how they to put it out unless they want to lose money. But they don't have to worry about paying Microsoft, or because it's them.
Yeah.
They don't have to pay themselves.
I don't know. I think that price would be
system.
a little. I don't know. They've almost got to have.
Dude, all the PC handhelds are that.
Yeah.
Or higher. I mean,
but if you're gonna just
Legion Go is $750 for the best one.
If you're like, I'm gonna try to compete in the console as a console handheld more. I don't know. That would be an interesting thing to see how they price it. Like what's Nintendo gonna do with the next Switch? Is it gonna be 400? Is it gonna be 350? It's gonna be 4.
The space they basically created is getting crowded every minute, and they need to come up with something, bro. Because they better. I mean, obviously Nintendo's gonna come with the game, so they gotta really. It's like we made this space for ourselves. You bastards are all dropping in here now, sons of bitches.
That ain't nothing new though for them, is it? You know,
Not
so-
really. No.
So anybody pick up Princess Peach? Speaking of Nintendo games,
No, we downloaded the demo
and then put it back on the shelf.
Yeah, no, we
Are you
downloaded the demo.
sad?
Like, my daughter played it. She loved it.
Damn.
She wants me to buy it, and I'm like,
just play the
like, it's
demo
been
a few times.
expensive at the moment, babe.
Play
Been
the demo
expensive.
a few times. I didn't.
Remember,
I
you just
haven't.
get the kids with that. You could just download the demo for them on their DS
I
or
haven't
whatever.
turned my Switch on in a month, so I didn't see if like anybody was playing. Usually when a new game
I haven't had my Switch on, and it hasn't been that long. Maybe a couple
I was
weeks.
playing the
I
Switch.
mean, I'm still playing Grandia too, so it's been on. For
I
that.
started
So,
Tears of the Kingdom over.
On the Switch.
Yeah.
What, is that the game you're playing?
He's
How
loving
dare
that.
you, sir?
Millennia.
That'll be the game I'll be playing tomorrow. I'm at the end of it. I'll be finishing it tomorrow, and then. on to
So,
the next
I
What do
one.
you mean
turned-
at the end? Where have you been? What do you mean at the end? Where you been?
Don't do that.
You been anywhere?
Don't do that, Clive. I'm at the end.
I want to know.
Hey, listen, I'll share clips with you later. It's
Let me just ask you one question. What do you think about that battle system?
I love that battle system. That battle system is great. That battle system is great.
One of the best
The
turn-based
only thing I
battle
hate
systems
is that
ever.
they're very proud of their FMVs, and I wish at
boy.
a certain point I could just skip them bitches. Because good
Yeah.
God, every
At the
time I use it,
that was super cool. I'm sure
no.
That was of the time. For sure.
It's absolutely cool. But
Yeah.
like, I'm like 30 hours in the game at this point. I'm like, I've seen every spell ad nauseum. The coolness at this point, I'm just like, can I?
Oh, you
can
have
I
to
just
watch
skip?
an FMV for every spell you cast.
Oh, they went in on these FMVs, bro. But
So when you
it's
cut,
every time you do one, and you can't.
it's not
skip them.
it's not every spell. You know, you
It's
still have
most
some,
of them.
special moves and stuff that don't require it, but or just like regular spells. But yeah, some of the bigger, chunkier ones. Then yeah,
They're also so extravagant for what was it, Baboom, where it like does a little drop in the water effect, and it looks like a fucking
I
nuke
love
goes
that
off.
ripple, yeah.
I'm like, guys, y'all doing too much, and then it's like 3,000 damage. I'm like, that's not what a nuke would do. that's a 99999 kind of damage. What the fuck?
Speaking
But
German now?
it's fun. I've enjoyed it. I'm at the end of it, and tomorrow we fight. I think it's 2 more bosses. I just fought Zera. Zera's like,
You beat one already.
yeah.
Okay.
So-
You're not pulling some kind of Robert nonsense.
Oh wait, you mean the first Grandia?
Yeah.
No, I have not played the first Grandia.
Oh.
You don't need to
All right,
play
no.
this
Wait. Here's the thing.
No, I mean, there's
I was suggested not to play the second one, not the first one, because people said the first one is better, so they wanted me to have a better experience.
Oh wait! No! Don't listen to the people. Both those games
Don't
are
listen to
fire.
Donnie.
they're both
Wait. It was Donnie.
I
Donnie's
actually prefer the second game.
really.
I was gonna say I think I like the second one a little more.
But the first one is still phenomenal.
Well, no. So here's the thing. What I was told is that because Donnie knows how my taste is, he was like, "You'll probably like the second one more, but the first one's the better game." That's the way he phrased it to me.
Yeah, but
And
I know you're loving your Millennia as well and stuff. So I don't.
When I go listen, hey, shop, don't
That's all you need. That's
don't
all you need.
don't expose me out here in
I
these
know you
streets.
love that accent as well.
Don't expose me out here in these streets.
Yeah.
The funniest thing is when I found out the main character is voiced by Simba's voice actor from The Lion King. That shit cracks me up.
Oh, is it? I didn't know that.
It's
Hey,
from The
yeah,
Lion
Well,
King.
he
whatever.
looks like a kid now, but
Yeah, when he
Old,
voices
adult Simba or young Simba?
adult Simba.
Okay,
I don't. Yeah.
because the young Simba
Adult-
was the kid from Home
Oh,
Improvement.
so what you say? Ryodo
Yeah.
is voiced by
Simba.
Simba. That's crazy. I didn't know that.
I think Ariel's voice actress is in there too. Weirdly enough,
Hmm.
it's the dub for that game is very
How does
surprising.
Game Pass get like Disney voice actors, man.
I have no fucking clue, but it was like a nice little tidbit, and you can hear Simba. If you hear Ryudo talking English, I'm like, oh shit, that is Simba. What the fuck? I'm just not used to hearing Simba say "damn."
I probably got to go back and listen.
I always
now.
thought
Get-
his
oh,
voice
shit.
didn't quite match
Well, he
him.
wanted
his line.
they wanted a complete opposite of Mufasa, basically, when he came to Simba.
He was not threatening.
He was
when
always
talked.
a bitch all the way to the end of the movie. he got stumped out by Scar, and he got a lucky, assist, and that was why he won. I'm still mad about that. I'm like, I wanted him to become the king, and he was a bitch all the way to the end.
Damn, man.
He doesn't. He
Look, if you remember that slow motion,
Scott
like
into
Scar
the
got him
wall.
like 3 or 4 times in that little slow motion punches they were throwing at each other, and he
him up
got
as well.
lucky, basically.
We all remember that fight for the baboon anyway, so it don't matter.
That's true. That's true. The Bruce Lee moment was beautiful.
Yes, sir. It's pretty hard. I appreciate I appreciate old school Disney.
I
when
think
they're
he played by the great, what's his name? The guy who played actor from Benson. Can't remember his name.
I don't know. Ooh, damn it! I know who you're talking about.
He was the actor from Benson, and he was in Morgan
gonna-
Freeman as a principal.
gonna
What was
bother
that
you.
movie? Yeah, it's gonna drive me insane.
You
You know what? Here we go. Who? Oh no, let's do that again. What was the voice actor who played Rafiki in The Lion King?
Thanks, Siri.
Guillaume is best known
Robert
in Disney
Guillaume,
fans
thank
as the voice
you.
of Rafiki the Mandrill in the Lion King animated feature, and its 2 sequels. This answer
Thank you, Siri.
Do we count Lion King 1.5 as a sequel? I guess technically
I-
it is.
Simba's Pride is trash.
I've never
I
seen.
hate-
Oh,
hate
it's,
Siri.
it's all right. I didn't
Nah,
hate
no.
it. It's all right. It's been a while. I'll rewatch it, but I thought it was okay when I remember watching it.
It was too convoluted. It was too many storylines. It's confusing.
So the problem is
Confusing
we got a good string of Disney films, and then they were like, let's make sequels to all of them bitches, and they were like, none of these are as good as. I think Aladdin's are probably the best ones of the.
I can't stand.
Well, they didn't
Aladdin.
get all the voice actors, so it's.
Well, part of
No,
that was at least for Aladdin.
The cartoon is my favorite Disney film. But the actual the Will Smith movie, man, I can't.
We don't talk about that. Hey, we don't bring that up. We don't
Come on,
bring-
What are you
Aladdin?
talking about?
Hey, that
No,
movie's
I was
fine.
talking about how
It's
they made
fine.
an Aladdin. No, I'm talking about they made like a Cinderella 2, the animated. They did like DVD,
Yeah, they always
direct
did
to DVD,
Like the DVD for the sequel. Yeah, they
for
did that.
every
The
single-
sequels are done by DVD because they're done by the artists
Yeah.
training for the main movie. So that's why they always get these
Right.
sequels on DVD only, not in the main thing. So
The
It's
problem
basically
is that
training for up and coming Disney.
none of them were like.
but then we also all know that Aladdin on a Mega Drive is better than a Super Nintendo game. I'm just putting that out there. All right.
I'm fine with that.
I
too.
hate to say it, but it's true. It's true.
Yeah, but I'm not mad.
As
I'm not mad at
As a
that.
Nintendo fanboy,
No, I'm not
It's
mad at
definitely
that. That is a fair take. I'm not. I would
just
agree.
one of the
Even
few
hear about it,
instances
then,
that the Genesis, Mega Drive, beat
Mega
No,
Drive
no,
games.
no, we're gonna call it the Genesis. You
the Super
American.
Famicom.
Americans, man. It's the name Mega
Don't
Drive
be out
Ron,
here.
in its home country. You know what I mean? It's-
Don't be out here Columbusing European slang. That's what we do here.
I love
Mega
this.
Drive. What does that even mean? Sounds like a truck racing game. Mega Drive.
We have another big rigs on our hands. All right.
The thing is, like, even if you go on like Wikipedia and stuff, I think it's named the Genesis first instead of the Mega Drive and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
I like.
Is that
I think.
where-
I
That's where it
think
was
you-
most popular. Right here.
To be fair, I think Genesis is a really good name. Like a really good name for a console.
Yeah.
I
Kind of
just
strange to call your second console the Genesis, though.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. Hey.
Actually, the third. I
Semantics.
think that was technically that's Sega's third console.
Listen. That's semantics. I'm giving props to the name. Okay.
Which one was the Mega Drive?
Genesis.
What was the
Mhm.
one before it then? The Master System.
System.
Master System.
Mm-hmm.
It was called that in both regions, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't remember it going called anything else.
I think it was Master System in all regions.
I would say this. I like the European Super Nintendo.
Oh, we finally got that. Kinda.
The way it
We got
looks.
the
Yeah.
we got the mini.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
can't
the
make it look
mini. I
better.
mean, we got it.
I think I like that
There was
better.
something wrong with the mini, like the power button. I always had problems with my mini.
Yeah, I think I
Exactly,
like
baby.
that better than the US one.
I don't know.
That's the
I
mini,
want
by
to
the way.
say that, but I really like that
Man,
blocky, edgier.
It
Super
sucks that mine
Nintendo.
turned like green. I know, I've seen people put it in UV and that white bleach stuff, whatever, for like 2 days,
Yeah.
and it looks better. But I don't really want to get that setup going. I don't know. I
No,
feel
my,
like
my original SNES is down there and it's still holding on. I can't be bothered unplugging it all for you. I ain't gonna go that far. You
I
got
wish
the mini. That's the best.
someone
mini.
would just Nintendo or something just release new plastics for the old systems. I'll put. It's just ridiculous. I know it'd probably be expensive.
New
but
plastics. they ain't gonna do that. You crazy?
Somebody, they probably get
They
sued
would-
by Nintendo. That's why they have.
Although
done it.
I said
don't-
before, that on their online stores, they should charge you £50, right, per game and release
say,
their
some of us-
old games. Say, right, here's Super Mario World on a Super Nintendo. You can get it for $49.99. Our main website,
Mhm.
limited runs.
I say some
And
of
then
us
just-
are lucky enough to have a pristine
Nice.
Super Nintendo. Look at that.
Oh, don't make me unplug
no
mine
coloring,
now.
no coloring, no discoloring over here, my
I would
friends.
consider like a 3D printer just to make a new Super NES case. I'm sure somebody has it.
Oh, you
the
can buy them.
design. I looked once and I didn't see anything. I don't know if I just didn't.
Really?
Yeah.
I see them all the time. Super NES
Oh,
cases on eBay,
That's what I shouldn't do. There
and
you
they
go.
always
There's
have
mine.
the variants.
Nice and
colored.
clean. That's my
the
original.
Day one,
Oh,
or
that's
not
clean.
day one, but
That's clean.
the first one you bought.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
sold. my,
that's your day one, right?
I sold my
Yeah.
Super Nintendo and it was in a smoking house for years, and it's just nasty looking.
Can you pull it up again? Let me see it.
Sorry.
It's like,
No, I'm not
goddamn.
trying to. I just want to see if you have the wonderful eject button. They do. Okay.
Yeah.
Thought so. Okay.
What a light.
And then I got a cartridge here if you want to see it. Oh, there you go. I got the Illusion of Time or the Illusion of Guide, as you guys know it.
That's what it's all about right there.
Ah, you bitch.
Yeah, you know it. Boy, that's that classic right there.
Hey, it's all
Yeah, you
right.
can get. I see transparent ones and stuff, but I was hoping for like a. Yeah, I mean,
A standard shell. I've seen standard
yeah,
shells.
yeah, they got. Oh, people took them off their system apparently, and they're
Yeah.
in better condition than I thought. So I guess.
How much do they charge you for those?
But this
bitches?
clear one looks pretty sweet for $80.
Yeah, you get some
Here's a
nice
$50
LEDs going.
one,
and-
original shell only with custom parts, $50. A bottom shell for 20, original.
Mhm. You can always buy like part or as is for
It's got
parts.
some discoloration on it though.
It's in
so-
good shape.
I think with my consoles, see, I always had them like on like a shelf, like an old desk shelf and stuff. So they
Yeah.
were never always in
In
like
direct
a
sunlight or
direct
something.
sunlight and stuff
Yeah,
like
same.
So I think I just got lucky. I never thought about it, but you just.
Well, I was
get
gonna say
lucky.
it wasn't something I consciously said.
No,
I'm gonna
exactly.
protect it from the sun, but I just, it was always in a shelf, some kind of case.
This
Yeah.
clear replacement shell is kind of cool. That'd probably discolor pretty quick though.
I just think as a design, this console is fucking perfect. Just I love the shape, love the size of it. love the
I think my
feel of the
one problem
buttons.
with your guys' version is that big kind of differently gray area, the darker gray.
in the
I
middle
don't
of
like
it,
that as much. Yeah.
Ooh, look
you
at
prefer
this.
the purple on your buttons and stuff.
It's a.
Oh, I love the purple on the buttons.
Hmm.
It's not in the best condition. It's a European style one with games, or it's a
Yeah,
Japanese.
and don't forget
one.
this is what the Japanese one looks like.
It's
looks like as well.
$149 with
Yeah, it's the
games.
same.
Super Famicom, it's the same one.
That seems pretty good price for a. It's a little beat up though.
I think that's why they went with the Indigo GameCube.
What are you doing, Super
they like
Nintendo
these
hunting?
buttons.
Are you?
I'm just
They
looking
like
for
the Super
shells,
Nintendo.
and that
Yeah.
came up. But
It's freaking
anyway,
shells. Sometimes they're as expensive as the damn console, or more.
Yeah, I reckon you
like-
could find an old SNES. So the console
Yeah,
by
just
itself,
find
no
a-
wires or anything, surely.
Apparently,
Yeah.
I don't know if she's a YouTuber. She does thrift store shopping to find deals, and she found it was a blue GameCube. I'd never even seen that color before, and
Blue?
They were selling it for like $39.99 or something.
There's a turquoise one, which is the Tales of
Yeah,
Symphonia
it's a
game.
turquoise one.
I know that one. Oh, okay. That's the one you're talking about.
And she got it for like $39.99 or something. They just didn't know.
Oh my God. They don't know what they had.
No.
Oh my goodness.
And I was like,
You picked up a Spice Orange one as well, didn't you, too?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
It didn't have or did it? Yeah, it didn't have a disk drive. I guess they took it out, and that's why I got it for that. I got it for like $60, and with the box. So I was like, yeah, I got to get that, and I just replaced the disk drive with a SD card reader, and so this is my
teal
digital
controller. I can't see
my
that.
digital control or digital console now.
I don't see a teal console. I only see controllers on eBay. I was gonna
The
see if
controllers are some of the hardest fucking things to find
I sold all
on
mine.
on
I told you
N64.
my day one purple or indigo GameCube, whatever you want to call it. That doesn't work now. It doesn't like
Oh really?
power doesn't work. And I thought, right, I'll just get the console on eBay or something just to replace it.
No.
And the money people want just for the
They
machine.
want.
And then also,
It's insane.
I'm a fussy bastard. I'm trying to find one as well where the top plate is a scratch, or you can replace those. It's not too big an issue.
Yeah.
But the front grey parts, most of them I've seen are just yellow as well and stuff. I'm like,
They're
"God
all
damn
yellow.
it."
Mine are, again, I guess I got lucky again because I don't have any of that yellowing on the
I
front
haven't
gray.
seen too many
patch.
GameCubes like that. I'm on eBay. And they
I've
all
seen
look pretty
few.
good.
Seen a few of the
Yeah.
yellowing ones.
It must not have been blue because it must have just been the tint of the photo. Must have been the purple one.
You probably saw the purple one.
Yeah, I don't even have my original Indigo controller anymore. I don't
Because
know.
the turquoise one is quite light. It's quite a light light blue, like turquoise.
Yeah.
It's not crazy dark or anything.
Anyway,
Yeah, I just did a GameCube video. It's like an hour long, and I just go over like the launch games and whatnot. And I just remembered like my my original GameCube was the black one. I bought the black one first. It took me a while to remember that. And I later, like 2004, picked up a Indigo one finally. But my second GameCube was the platinum one. I was like, I gotta have that. That shit's gorgeous.
Yeah.
And that's the one the fucking disc drive went out on. I'm like,
Oh, no.
it doesn't read disc anymore. I'm like, you son of a bitch.
Well, my platinum one is a US GameCube. Cause I bought that with cause I wanted Metro Prime early.
Yeah.
So I bought the whole ass console early. But yeah, that's my only working GameCube. So if I play GameCube games, I'm using my original Wii. But
Yeah. My original, my Indigo one works. The black one I bought works. That was the original day one that I bought, and but my platinum one, which I was very excited to get, it doesn't work. And it seems like all my controllers are fucking platinum. Even like obviously the Wavebird is a platinum color. What a great console! What a great controller that Wavebird was. Fantastic. We take it for granted today, man, but having a wireless controller that didn't suck ass
it worked perfectly.
at that time worked perfectly. Was
So, you
very
playing Grandia
novel.
on Switch and stuff? You got it,
Yeah, I got the HD collection.
you bastard.
What?
It just
Grandia?
came out on the
I got both games, but I thought, no, I'm not buying these HD
Wait,
games.
it just
again.
came
No,
out.
listen. So here's the thing, because apparently it released on Switch for a while just by
I was
itself.
gonna say I've had it forever on Switch.
Apparently, it just released on the other platforms like recently. That same HD collection. The only thing I'll say is from what I've seen, there's a little bit of slowdown in areas where there wasn't in the original game. I think it's the town. It's Rowan's hometown. That bitch lags. It lags.
I wouldn't know because I wouldn't dare play it on a modern console.
Oh, you.
I got it for the collection. That bitch is not open. It is sealed. I'm not opening it.
Look, that's
I want
fine.
to play Grandia. I go back to my PS1.
It was my first. I was like, fuck it. We'll invest the time.
Also,
Dreamcast.
Grandia 1 in that collection, they based it off the PS1 version of the game, which is the actual version I played, because it never came to the UK or the US.
Yeah, I
on
had
the
Grandia Saturn.
and,
Yeah,
and the
but
Saturn version got the best
Japanese.
water. It's actually got the best textures. It runs
Yep.
smoother and everything. But unfortunately, they didn't base it off that version. But the PS1 version is fine. It's just a
but
bit of a
you can get a repro with the English translation.
Yeah.
For Saturn,
Yeah, they
and I also
translated to
bought
Saturn
that.
version, haven't they? Yeah.
Mhm.
Really?
Yeah.
So I bought that, and that's the one I play now. Is the instead of the PS1 version I play.
Do you want some of that Saturn VDP1 beautiful
I want that
water?
VDP1 gorgeousness, man.
Damn.
Exactly.
So Sandstorm said he needed original GameCube. I was checking to see. I got the Smash one, but I'm just this D-pad.
How crazy is that?
This D-pad is fucking stupid
Oh,
on
the
this
D-pads
GameCube.
are fresh,
Because
man.
I was just like thinking of like Street Fighter
It's
terms.
bad.
Could you play Street Fighter with this? I don't think I could. But I do like the indents and
Yeah,
the
they
Street
had-
Fighter
analog
they
stick.
games
had,
are on
um,
GameCube.
There wasn't any.
Well, they
but-
could take. No, there
None.
was. There's Capcom versus SNK2 on
Oh,
there.
oh.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
Oh
that's
yeah, that's right.
How did
That's
they?
right.
How did they mess this up so bad? Like this is wasn't this on the Game Boy Advance or something? They were just pulled it from there.
Pretty much.
I think it is. Is it?
You
Is
can't
it
even
exactly
do like the Hadouken move. It just the whole thing moves at the same time.
It's tiny.
Yeah,
it's tiny.
It's ridiculous.
so small?
I got
It's so small.
found this one in there.
Yeah,
That's a
and you
D-pad.
hold that N64 pad as if it's a 2D controller. like
works
a
so
I'm
Sega.
so
good. It
confused.
works
I don't
so
know
It
what to
good with
feels
do.
this.
it feels perfect, man. It feels perfect.
No, man, it's
The
confusing.
GameCube
You gotta have
controller.
three. You gotta have three hands.
You
I
gotta have
heard
three
you.
hands.
It's so much nicer than this little cramped, little short, stubby.
If I had
PlayStation
three hands, I'd give that
DualShock.
controller 3 thumbs down.
This reminds me more like the DualShock. I hate this controller.
No, I can listen. You can chew out the D-pad a little. All right, chew it out. But I love that GameCube controller.
Hate
man.
it.
GameCube controller is it melts in your goddamn hands. It's
Love it.
Not mine.
fantastic.
This melts in my hands. Like this feels
Yeah.
absolutely
You're
perfect.
No, I'm not gonna argue
Be
against the
careful there.
N64
Be
controller.
careful there. You're holding.
Because you could
literally
actually
the spiritual
grip it.
essence of God in your hands in that controller, man.
This is pretty
That was
good
the best
too.
thing about the N64 controller is as for first-person shooters, it felt like you were holding a gun with a trigger and shit. Like it was perfect.
This has
Well,
a
it
great
understands he's wearing a
D-pad.
T-shirt. You know?
The Pro Wii U,
Exactly, man.
the Wii U Pro controller's
about that
D-pad
life.
is amazing.
Mm.
This is probably one of the more comfortable controllers too. Yeah,
Which one was that?
the Wii U Pro controller. If
Yeah.
it just had analog triggers, it'd be damn. And it has clickable sticks, and that's all it's missing was analog triggers.
Yeah, I never bought the Pro controller for the Wii U.
Never.
Wait, really?
I got
No?
two.
I always use the gamepad, and then
Wow.
if we're playing other stuff, I had
How'd you
the
play?
I had the Wii Classic controller
Oh
How'd
god.
you play? Xenoblade Chronicles X.
with the gamepad.
So
It was like-
gamepad?
That's the
I mean
only way to
that
play
that, that
it.
game bad experience for that game is kind of
Required.
good.
Look
it's
at these
goated
white
to me.
thumbsticks, though.
Like it was always
Some
like
nasty
Pro
yellow.
controller.
Oh my god, bro! What?
gamepad for the map. And it's it's
Yeah,
like
no,
Pikmin 3.
I just
Oh, it's
I
beautiful.
lived
It's a beautiful
the game.
I
experience.
did just have it sitting there for the map most of the time. To be true, be honest.
That's what I did. Yeah.
No, I
love
just
that.
I just
I
used
love
the
that
gamepad
aspect.
as my main controller. It made no sense to swap it out.
It's just the battery was way longer on the Pro controller. That's
Yeah,
why.
the battery on the gamepad is
I
trash.
could just leave the gamepad plugged in off to the side on the armrest.
Yep. Or just leave it in its charging dock. That's what I did. Leave that bitch in the charging dock. It's beautiful. What a beautiful gaming experience that was.
Here's the goat. Here's the goat controller right
he
here,
talks
though.
about it's like a dead grandfather that's been dead for like years.
Why couldn't
It's like-
Nintendo give us a
In the before
clickable-
times.
give us a clickable thumbstick and a and B right here, and it probably would have been perfect.
Look how unique that controller
It's
was.
so-
Sandstorm agrees.
So
The Pro
comfortable.
controller for Xeno X was a requirement.
Really? Well, I guess if you're playing like 6-hour sessions, that would make perfect sense.
Oh, I would play 5-6 hour sessions all the time.
That's why. It makes perfect
Yeah.
sense then. Makes perfect sense. I
The
think I was
the charging cable for the gamepads was always long enough. It was quite long, I think. So.
actually it was pretty long, yeah.
Yeah, you could plug
It's
it in, but
basically a
it's
wired
like-
controller.
that makes it a little bit more cumbersome. I was like, I don't want that. I want to be able to sit back, look at my map screen over here.
I get
The pause
You
the
want to
screen, I
talk
can just
about
look at the web.
cumbersome? Let me describe my Call of Duty headset for voice chat setup. So
Oh no! Oh, no.
I bought a. Let's see, is the Wii U what plugged into the console? I think I had to use. How did it? I forget how that worked because I had
Or like a
HDMI.
USB thing on the back, maybe or something.
Yeah, yeah, USB.
Oh, I had a headset that went to that had like a left and right audio, and then I converted that into, and then my headset was powered, so I had all these cables, and then so I had the one for the mic go into the top of the Wii U gamepad so I could do the chat, and to get game audio I had to. How did I do that? I can't even remember. Oh no, it was a splitter for the port. You know, the headphone jack, since it was a three, I don't know what it's called. It had the three little circles, meant it had left and right audio and a microphone. So I bought a thing that separated those two. So the one, then I had to have a male to male single headphone jack to go from that into my headset. And then the other one, I branched off to an adapter to do a left and right audio that I plugged into my big box for my headset itself, because it was a really cumbersome. So I had all these cables. I have zip time around my lamp up the side of my couch and like through the couch, and it was just so I could play the game, talk to people, and hear the game audio at the same time. It was ridiculous. Just to get that to work.
I don't feel for you in any way for playing Call of Duty. It's your own fault. You suffer.
There's some disparaging comments about the GameCube controller in the comment section or the chat. This is Juice's fault, by the way. This is all Juice's fault.
That's
I
right.
liked it at the time, but going back, I can't.
I mean,
play
this
the game.
big, because you press A a lot, and that big action button. That's how Nintendo saw it. It's perfection. And then the fucking satellite buttons, you just roll your finger onto those satellite buttons.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. That's literally what
That
I
worked fine.
It's perfect.
Except
think-
for it didn't
And
line up with.
the grip, the feel. Like, come on.
I think the
It wants to
Yeah,
squeeze right out of my
excellent good
hands.
I think the problem with it for me,
I got big hands, bro. Like, I ain't got no little hands.
but I think the problem with
It
me is
doesn't
that
go to
it
my
can,
pinky, like the grip. It's like these two fingers. It's just.
What do you mean?
And my
because
hands
it
are so
doesn't.
they're so close together, straight up and down. I like.
You remember the prototype? The prototype had like longer.
And I like
grip
ones that
ball?
go out a little bit, like instead of just straight up and down.
So
These-
like, hold
I
on.
like a little more angle.
Oh, this feels so good.
God, it feels so
in my
bad.
hands, bro.
I don't think I have a GameCube
Feels so
controller
bad.
with me down here to play around. I
It's
tell you what I
almost-
do have
It's
though.
almost as bad as this
Let's
right
go,
here.
T.
Now you lost me.
Just kidding.
Oh wow.
This
I
thing's
do
trash.
not like
I
the
think
Dreamcast
the biggest
controller.
thing is that this thing feels like it should. It feels like it's smaller than it actually is.
It feels
Like-
small. The Dreamcast.
Yeah, like when I
controller,
grab it, I think as I got older, I look down, I'm like, why does this not feel bad as it look? It looks like it feels bad in my hands. Because my hands are almost engulfing this bitch.
plus
Like,
that
it's
Z
just-
button, that really
I tell you
hard.
what's a trash controller. One of the worst controllers ever. It's fucking.
I agree.
Was it the DualShock 3?
Well, yeah.
Yep. PS3.
Hated. I had the
But
silver.
the
one.
Dreamcast controller.
mean this? You mean this fucking thing?
The Dreamcast
This-
controller should have been this. It should have been this with an extra stick.
You're not
obviously.
listen. That's a
But
hard. That's gonna be.
this feels
that's
so
one
much better
All right, listen.
than what the Dreamcast
T-
controller did.
T,
What?
I think that might have been a harder sell visually than the
Oh,
this
yeah.
gamepad was.
No. What I'm saying is, like, you could have still had your VMU, like here and all that stuff. Look at all that space. So they could have just made. I'm talking about the shape of it. The shape of this is so much better feeling than the Dreamcast.
Well, it's like a big ass wheel, right? Or does it
It's
like?
rounder. Yeah.
big wheel. And check this out. Like, you could just totally just. Oh wait, I just screwed it up.
Yeah, and it does. It
Look at that.
does.
Look at that.
It just
It comes
does
right
nothing
out.
whatsoever.
What was the
I
purpose?
think,
of
I,
that?
think, I think it looks weirder without the
What was the
cord in
purpose
it.
of that coming disconnected?
There's.
It's
I don't
for
think any. I don't think
storage.
anything was done
It's-
done with it. I don't think.
It was a storage reason.
Mm.
Because
Oh, like you put your
Remember
memory
the
cards back
Xbox
there?
break-
that is
Breakaway?
obviously that is a slot you could have done things
It's
with.
meant to have been an expansion port or
Expansion
something
slot,
else,
yeah,
but
but they never did
they
anything.
never do anything.
Remember the original Xbox had the breakaway cord so that it wouldn't pull out of your system, and then
Oh yeah.
Oh, the
That was-
little,
that was smart.
yeah, the little thing.
so
Yeah.
this right here is
But what happened is people end up losing them shits
This
when
is
they would
the
wrap them up
def-
and they lose that little tip.
definition of comfort for my hands is the Xbox One controller. It's just
Oh,
It has
this-
all
this
the-
sucker.
all the grooves in the right spot, man. It's like perfect. And the bumpers, they added that little pad so the bumpers had a nice soft feel to them when you hit bottomed out. It's a good idea. I don't know.
Really,
I haven't used the
barely-
Series X controller enough to know the differences.
Hey, Lenny knows where it's at.
Wait, let me see yours.
I'm talking about comfort.
yours
Jed.
again. I just want to see
This
visual.
is
I
the
couldn't tell.
Xbox One,
Oh yeah, because yours doesn't have the D-pads different.
but this is a
and
good
the-
D-pad. It's a really good D-pad.
You'd be this one is better than it looks. It looks like it's shit, but when you actually use it, I'm like, oh, this is
Like
Is that the
honestly,
series? Is that the series?
yeah, this is Series X.
just
yeah.
using this
Yeah,
D-pad
the
makes
D-pad's
me.
actually really good on it.
Yeah, I'm surprised every time I use it. I'm like, oh, this shit. And the clicking,
It
I think-
looks terrible.
This has
but
really
it,
good clicks,
yeah,
too.
It feels great.
And this feels like it'd be great for Street Fighter. Like that's my one complaint about Street Fighter is the PlayStation separate. little
They
D-pad
separated
buttons.
them.
So you have to like you literally just have to tap down, left, down, right to do the moves. You can't slide. It doesn't work. It works every once in a while, but you have to just hit down then right to do a Hadouken.
You need a Saturn controller for Capcom games. A Saturn.
no,
D-pad.
you need an arcade stick. We're
Nothing.
gonna be real
Nothing.
about here.
No.
I'd
no,
rather
the
have a
arcade-
D-pad
they
than an
don't-
arcade stick.
They started making their games for controllers, right? The arcade
Mhm.
stick became second.
With
And
the
I'm
Genesis or
going-
Mega Drive, excuse me.
No, a bit later. I would
No,
say
I mean,
Street
the-
Fighter 3 on the Dreamcast and Marvel vs. Capcom 2, stuff like that. That's when the arcade stick wasn't so much a priority. Controllers were starting to take over then.
Oh, hold on.
Anyway, well, I got ear clocked it. Which characters from Street Fighter 6 that are new to the series? Are there any? Because I'm
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah, you
Luke, I
got,
think.
Yeah,
you got
Luke is
Luke,
new.
Luke is meant to be the main character.
And the PlayStation.
I don't know their names. You got the new drunken master guy,
Oh, Jamie.
Jamie. That's it. You got the ballerina guy, girl. The
Oh,
ballerina girl.
Manon.
I thought you were talking about
Yeah. And you got,
Legend
you got
Manning.
that big Viking type girl.
Yeah. Man.
Oh yeah,
That,
I
like
thought
the,
of T when I saw her.
Centurion type girl.
Wow.
She's
new.
buff.
And I think that's it off the top of my head I can think of.
Street Fighter 6 doesn't have a lot of
Kimberly
new.
is Kimberly.
The
new?
PlayStation also.
Yeah,
has
Kimberly's
like,
new.
Their controller situation.
What the hell's that?
This
What
is
the fuck
the
is that?
10th
It's like a
anniversary.
children's toy.
Yeah, this is
That looks like
this
a
is-
aftermarket
What is it?
third
I don't know
party.
what it is.
no, this is officially licensed.
Is that Fisher Price?
What is it for? It was the Street Fighter Anniversary Edition controller. I think this is yeah,
I
15.
It's one of those.
Yeah, I
15th
wouldn't
anniversary.
mind the 3 buttons in a row. I've never played.
Very
a
good.
Very
good.
That's the one thing I don't like using like. I tried using like the old Super Nintendo setup where L1 was my kick or my punch, R1 was my kick, and I tried putting my heavy punch on L2 on the place, and I can't do it. I got to put it back to R1. So
Well, yeah, that's the good thing about this is you
I'd love to
the
have 3
L1
buttons in a row like that.
L1 to R1 are right
That'd be
here.
Cool.
Yeah, and we lost that with Sega. We lost it.
Mm-hmm.
And that more resembled the arcade, the 6 buttons.
I got used to it on the
Super.
Super Nintendo, obviously, because you only had the 6 buttons total. But
Well,
Yeah.
even when Sega done a 6-button Genesis Mega Drive pad,
I should
that
look, see if
resembled
there's I don't think there's a lot of PlayStation 5 like third-party controllers. I want to see if there's like one like that with the 3 and the 3 that would be in a regular D-pad. But I mean, I don't know. I think you listened last week. I hadn't really seriously played a Street Fighter since 2 Turbo. You know, I played Super Street Fighter 2 on rental, and that
Played
it
or
doesn't.
bought?
It doesn't. I tell you why it doesn't surprise me.
so-
I tell you why it doesn't surprise me. Right? The only thing that surprised me is Street Fighter 4 that you didn't jump on that.
I played the demo on 3DS. That was it.
But people, I mean, you got
That's such a
people forget
That's such
how
a weird introduction to Street
it's like
Fighter.
Street Fighter 3, Street Fighter 3 in the arcade.
3DS
and
one is
Japan
actually
and
really
stuff.
good. But
No,
It's
it's
huge.
surprising. It's surprising for the 3DS version, but it's like, look at all these versions on consoles. I'm gonna get that 3DS port real quick. That's a true Nintendo fanboy.
Well, it was just a
That's a
demo.
true Nintendo
I played the demo.
fanboy.
yeah, he just played the demo. I bought it for launch. I think it was a launch title, right?
I tried. Yeah, it was. I tried.
As soon as Sega left, Street Fighter kind of didn't really have a home. You already had you had the EX games on PlayStation, which were, in my opinion, trash. I hated the EX games. You know, you know, so that was like for the PlayStation 2, original Xbox. So it literally took it. And like I said, Street Fighter 3 was frowned upon. No one liked the new characters. A lot of the original cast didn't return. But I mean, Street Fighter 3 is goated. But so it wasn't until Street Fighter 4 where they did have that massive revival, which not only revived Street Fighter, it
They were
revived.
gone for like 10 years, right?
Yeah, it revived the fighting scene. Mortal
Mhm.
Kombat came back.
Mhm.
All these games that are coming back again are just like, yeah, let's fucking go. Street Fighter 5 messed up, and then Street Fighter 6, bounced back a bit. But I still hate how few characters. they got
Yeah,
in
that's the
Street
one
Fighter
I
6.
do agree that. But the ones that are there are so well. Like every character I know, like I'm going through the single player, and I haven't spent too much time with the arcade, so it's getting some of my introductions through the story mode, which is actually, in my opinion, it's easily the best single player mode in a fighting game that I've ever played. And
I always
so
dreamed
got-
of that type of.
E Honda, he's he's a sumo wrestler, but he's basically there to promote a new restaurant in that city, and his intro was just great, and he looks amazing. Like seeing him in a full cinematic with the new design, it's like that's how E Honda should look when they see Blanca. Like that's exactly how. I don't know how they nailed it so perfectly, but I wasn't quite sure how they're gonna do Blanca because I didn't look up anything, and I'm like, that makes so much sense. He's almost like got a little orangutan to him, to his character, like his face.
I don't like his Street Fighter 6 design after me.
It works in the game. I mean,
Yeah.
from my experience.
The way they've decided to handle Street Fighter since, I would say, probably after 4, 5 and 6 are doing that whole, you start with a small batch of characters, and by the time you get to the end of the game's life cycle, you have a full roster. I think my problem is that means that the last batch of characters are only used for a little while the hype for the next game is coming around.
Yeah.
So, because if you go look at Street Fighter 5's final roster compared to where it started, it's actually like an insane difference. Street Fighter 5 is not a bad game anymore. I think by the time we hit that final version of it, I was like, damn, if you could have started with this, or at least had this be. Go ahead.
What was it called?
And I was just saying, it seems like it makes sense. It makes sense in today's, for fighting games to have, DLC characters. Obviously, it kind of works business model wise a lot better. But it's like, well, why do you start with such a tiny roster when Nintendo can give you, how many fighters were in Smash Ultimate? Like, obviously, you have to unlock them.
70.
Was it
Like,
58?
originally, just
I think it
before
was
all
like
the DLC stuff.
60. It was like 60, I thought.
Yeah, it was something insane. I was gonna say like 50 or so Like, why? Obviously, you don't have as many characters for a Street Fighter game, but like, why is Nintendo so good at this? And you guys are the fighting game guys, and you can't give us more than what you're giving us when it comes to that stuff.
Do you guys say Sagat or Sagat?
Sagat.
I've always said Sagat. Yeah.
Yeah, we always say
Sagat.
Sagat.
Sagat. I don't know why I just
It sounds too close to something else. So
Sagat.
How you doing?
I was always thinking of Bob
Bob
Saget.
Saget.
Street Fighter 5.
Sagat.
And then even like Tekken 8, they launched, what was that, a couple months ago?
Yeah, that came out kind of.
I think that roster was like, I'm going through right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. About 30, 35-ish characters.
Yeah.
Which I think is
And yeah,
more...
Street Fighter has a long lineage here, so they have a ton of characters that
That's because they keep swapping out which characters they bring back for which games.
Right, why do
They had
that?
all the villains that I know from in 5 in the
Well,
complete
yeah,
edition.
well, that was because five added a bunch of DLC.
The alpha characters, like, are any of them in this?
And side note, 4 was
They
ridiculous.
were all in full.
Street Fighter 6 is, I mean, I have no like real complaints, but I understand. Yeah, the roster's definitely slim compared to what Street Fighter
Yeah,
5
and I
was.
have played it. I played the demo, and then I actually played the game
20.
around my friend's house. We were around there for the day, just playing games and stuff. And I was just bored straight away with the character select. And my main character has always been Akuma since the Alpha series, right?
But he's not in this game.
He's not in this game. You know, it's just
How do
like
you not have Akuma? Like,
Because they did this. So I'm looking at it now. They have.
we should
game-
have the World War. We should have the 8 World Warriors. Fucking standard.
This
every
game had about.
time.
If I don't count the DLC, we probably this get Street Fighter 6 started around with like 18 characters, and then they've added 2 DLC or 2 DLCs, so we're up to like 20, 21.
It's like
I think
we should have the super characters. We should have Cammy. We should have T-Hawk. We should have Fei Long, and we should have
Right.
DJ. Right? They should all these characters.
Well, to be
should-
fair,
and the boss
we do have
characters-
Cammy and DJ. To be fair,
Yeah, and the boss characters. We should have Sagat. We should have M. Bison and Balrog and Vega. These characters should be standard. And Akuma is a mainline Street Fighter character. These guys should be there.
well, I
Then
thought
add-
Kuma's whole thing was they just rotate villains. So
And
Akuma,
then
Bison.
rotate everyone else. Rotate your alpha characters. I mean, I loved Adon, but you know, it's like you get Cody and everyone from what's it called?
Well, Cody's last game was 5.
I'm
Final
watching
Fight,
the
Final
character
Fight,
select
sorry,
screen
Final
for
Fight.
Street Fighter 5 champ. There's just way too many. Like, I don't know any of these characters. Obviously, I haven't followed
What,
the
for-
series
for-
like that.
Which one are you
There's
looking at?
5 championship edition. There's just a. In my opinion,
Yeah, 5.
there's a line where it becomes too many but yeah, if it's too many, if you have like 1 or 2
Smash
mains,
Ultimate?
but if
I was
it
gonna
if
say,
your
if-
main's not there, then it doesn't. I mean, that's a big problem. So that's the reason you have so that you can hopefully have everybody's favorite.
To be fair,
character.
also you remember Street Fighter 5 also has a bunch of new characters, which
Yeah.
ironically enough are the ones who took over. A lot of Street Fighter 6's roster are Street Fighter 5 characters brought back. Like Rashid is from 5. I think Ed is from 5.
The more characters you have, the more varied the battles will be.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
And if you want to add like, they're worried about putting too many characters in and not making money off DLC characters. Well, do again what Smash does, or not Smash, even like Mortal Kombat, where you just add some like a licensed character, like what's his name from Avatar. Like I think he would fit really well. Aang from
Oh,
Avatar.
yeah.
He would fit really well in like. I said Aang. I was trying to not mess it up, and I messed it up.
Oh, that man!
Aang is the movie
That's
version.
the proper pronunciation. Who
Yeah,
cares what
it's
they
Aang. It's Aang, my buddy.
Nah,
Yeah, Aang
nah.
from
62 episodes of
Avatar
the
would.
show called him.
I think he would fit really well in like a Street Fighter game. Like that's the kind of stuff you
He'd
put in the DLC or your DLC
He'd
fighters.
probably go
Not-
in Soul Calibur too, because he fights with the staff a lot.
yeah,
You know, he
Yeah.
conveniently loses.
They
his
did do
staff.
some. I mean, to be fair, 5 also did some crossover stuff. Like we had Akira and from I believe is it Street Fighter still? Is that I thought that was Final Fight. What the fuck is it? Damn it. We had the Akira.
From Virtual Fighter.
Yeah, there we go. I'm sorry. I knew I knew.
There
Yeah,
was- There were Resident Evil characters. in
Yeah,
something.
it was-
Those
it
are
was-
the
it
ones
was-
they could
it
charge
was DLC.
Those
wait,
ones-
Akira's in what?
Yeah,
Street Fighter
Shadow
5.
Lion. What? I never heard that. What are you talking
He
about?
is?
Wait. I'm talking about the girl, not the no, what is?
Oh, you're
her-
talking for rival schools. Right.
There we go.
Oh.
It was driving me
say.
nuts. They
I
did
hear what
do.
you're talking about.
I'm like,
I don't remember that at all.
they did. 5 did that towards the end of its life cycle. They started adding in like,
Yeah,
Some-
but the thing is, from rival schools, that's where Sakura is from. She's from
Yeah.
rival schools, so Sakura came in during the alpha games. So they kind
I
of
was like,
crossover
wait, what?
universes
Akira?
anyway.
But for
I don't remember
DLC
that at all.
characters,
That's
they
all
could
right.
do like some Resident Evil characters or Monster Hunter. You know, if you want some DLC to make some extra money.
Well, we kind of.
Oh yeah, they have. Capcom has their own characters
Mhm.
Stuff, you know?
from
Didn't
other
Ford-
games.
But
They
they
could
could
just throw
they
in.
could still have the starting roster be the mainstays.
didn't 4 do that with a bunch of like crossover outfits and shit you could get? Like, you could do like, I think they had like Beautiful Joe, Okami, fucking.
Yeah, they
Hold
did.
on. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
they
that-
did do that.
Manon.
You could bring in Ugly
She-
Mega Man.
She's
We don't talk about that. All right, that was a whole problem. All right, listen. We all made
that's
mistakes.
in this
What
Lily
was that?
character's new
Sorry,
too.
bro.
Lily from what, 5 or 6?
In 6.
Lily. Let me-
Lily's a new character.
Oh yeah. Lily's new. Lily's new. I think-
Manon.
Bring in
Marissa,
ugly
Manon.
Sonic.
Jamie.
Huh?
You can bring in ugly Sonic, ugly Mega Man.
Don't do
You can
that.
bring in all the ugly characters
There actually aren't that many new characters. I think it's 1, 2.
Who's Ugly Sonic?
from the movie.
Oh yeah, of
the,
course.
the one they were gonna go
It's
with.
being funny. 1, 2,
You know,
3,
I swear they
Just
modeled
already banished
DJ
it out of my head.
after
5.
the Carolina Panthers old QB. The hell's his name?
Go home, Jake Delhomme.
No, not that.
Yeah.
The after. Cam.
Not that old.
The hell's his name? He was a number 1 overall pick, MVP.
Oh yeah.
He-
The Dreads. I can't think of his name either.
DJ's like looked like they used him as the body model, like because he's ripped. Cam Newton.
Cam Newton.
Yeah, it'd be better with more
Well,
characters.
DJ
for
was
sure.
always ripped. He was ripped in his original version.
But
I mean,
I'm-
ripped.
I mean, like I said, Street Fighter 6 by the end of its life cycle will have a fuck ton of characters. The problem is,
That's what I said. I turn up, to Street Fighter, Super Street Fighter Ultimate 6.
yeah,
whatever.
you're gonna have to wait. It's
I
the
can't
same
think of
game.
the only characters that would intrigue me enough to like buy DLC would be like the old like Vega, Sagat, and Bison.
Yeah, you should have just
types.
bought. You should have just bought
Yeah,
5
imagine
Balrog.
championships.
Imagine having to pay for those dudes, man. I don't get it.
Balrog.
Yeah, I would have just bought. At that point, you should have just bought 5 championship edition because you got all those characters.
Crazy.
Five said
Like,
5 by the end of its life cycle had a
He
fuck ton of
wanted
characters.
Cammy in his face. That's what he wanted.
Cammy.
Yeah,
Honestly,
that Cammy fucked him
this
up.
Cammy is
fucked-
like that's. Other than she's, I'm not the biggest fan of like 6-packs on women, but I'm not like I don't think it's hideous or anything. But other than that, that's like my ideal body type is Cammy in Street Fighter 6. And they have
so
pretty
she's
much
the main, right?
they
Not
have,
realistic. It's,
yeah, right.
When we talking about
It's a video game.
women before?
Oh, it's a video
There's
game.
not a single character in here that isn't realistic to somebody in real life. Like, I think they covered a wide range of like body types for all male and female characters. I think they did a really
Street
well
Fighter
job.
always had an element of comedy to it, and I hope they retain
yeah.
it.
Oh
I will
yeah,
say
there's,
I'm-
there's comedy in just the cutscenes of the single player. It's one of those things. Just like you're talking about the FMVs, I love watching the intros at first. Now I'm skipping them because I've seen them so many times.
Street Fighter 4 has one of the best FMV intros
Mm.
ever fucking made, and a soundtrack.
I just
The
don't like. I
music's
don't like
really
the way,
good too. I gotta say.
Indestructible, man. It's just
You know what my problem with Street Fighter 4 is though? The models are so chunky. They're all so like, just so. It's like they're fat, but not. It's just.
I know what
they're
you're
like
talking.
Kingpin characters.
Isn't that
Yeah,
yeah?
they're all like that though. Every character is
Yeah.
like that. It just irks the shit out of me.
Did
I
they
think
have
5
like a cell shaded ish look too?
Yeah, it has like the cool
Yeah.
ink block style.
block,
That's-
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
I wish I could
like,
share
it's-
my screen, but I don't want it to crash.
I like that. That was
Do
pretty
I need to
cool.
go pull up the Street Fighter 4 intro?
Just put the Street Fighter 6 character selection screen. That's what I want to see.
Oh, you want to see this?
Don't put the indestructible
Put the
music
audio,
on.
yeah.
I think Capcom might get you for that
I
one.
What if I
mute
just?
it. I'll just
I
mute it.
just mute the video. Yeah, I just
Yeah,
mute
don't
the-
put that with
I
say
can
don't put
mute
the
it so
audio.
you guys can hear it, but it won't make it to the stream.
Wait, okay. So you say do the Street Fighter 6 character
I just
selection?
want to see the characters designs. You know what? This is unrelated, but I was playing the
Okay.
Stellar Blade while he's looking for that. I was playing the Stellar Blade demo, and game like the character models look like the facial animations and stuff is so well done. And I remember Digital Foundry was like, "Oh, as soon as I saw it, I knew it was Unreal Engine 4. I saw the Unreal Engine 4 trademarks and flaws." I'm like, I used to be a little bit more pro Digital Foundry. I'm kind of falling off.
Told you, man.
But I'm like, are you guys fucking kidding me? It's some of the best like animation, like character model, not just the designs, but the technical part of it. And it's just like,
Someone I saw someone on Twitter say
Street Fighter
I haven't
6.
watched the video, but they compared Hi-Fi Rush on the PS5 to the Series X, and the only thing that they could find difference with was shadow quality,
mhm.
and they spent God
So
knows
much
how long
time.
just talking
It's
about
been so
fucking
much
shadow.
time on that.
I was just like, oh man, it's
You
just
know,
like
they
that
had
It was
to
a
find some-
console war-ish type of video, but the PC version looks the same as the Xbox Series version with the shadows and like, who gives two goddamn shits about that?
And
No
I
one.
remember tweets that John Linneman saying like, I go, you guys, whether you want to believe it or not, you instigate console.
They know it. They know
And,
it.
and he's like, no, we tried to get away with that, especially with DF Retro and stuff. I'm just like, well, whatever, man. Just fucking get out
But
of here.
when your job is to find differences between versions, I mean, you're just doing the job at that point.
And you
Whoever
find the
did
difference in
video.
the shadow. It's spending 2 minutes on it. Come on,
Like,
man.
come on. But
It's like that Mario Kart
It's-
859 frames a second jump
I
thing.
love
like,
Manon.
it's
I
like,
work
oh,
with
and again,
girl
the
that's
PC
built
version
like that.
shadows are exactly like the Series X shadows. They're a little bit clunkier or chunkier.
But I mean, again, yeah, you can blame whoever the guy who runs it, but whoever made that video was just doing his. Unless it was Alex, I don't like Alex. He's a wank. But
Damn! Whoa! Jesus Christ!
he's
Is
way
Alex-
he's too
Is
far
Alex
into the
young
PC.
Elon Musk? Is that what Alex is?
Yeah, he was the guy. He was a game developer, so he knows all the like technical techniques and all this. And I'm like, the way
Well,
he
he needs to go back to that. Maybe he was better
here's
at it.
Here's T's character.
So they've gone back to the rap music as well, like they had with Street Fighter.
Yeah,
Hey,
because
you
I
said you
showed-
like the buff women, man.
No, just because I showed the one, it wasn't about her being buff. She is a beast. That's what I was like. That's what I
do
liked
like
about her.
She's like a female version of Zangief. She's probably my favorite new character design.
Damn! Really?
Marissa.
She was like big, but she still had feminine curves and all that stuff.
Hey
That's
man,
what I
give me
like.
Armika all
That
day.
thing
fuck.
you
And
just
this
showed.
character Lily.
This is
Did
probably
not.
the one.
Lily,
If I had to
she's
guess,
related to T-Hawk, and she's like replaced.
Yeah, yeah, she is.
if
she
I had to
is.
guess Terrell's favorite, probably Chun-Li one, and I think Lily's up your alley. She's just
I haven't gotten to Lily in the story yet. I just ran into
retro like Yuri. I haven't played as her yet.
Oh, Jury became a
Oh,
fan
Jury.
favorite after 4. When 4 came out, man,
Is it
people
Jury
came
or
for-
Yuri?
No, it's Jury. It's Jury.
Okay.
Oh, so wait there. You have the characters down the bottom, right? They're DLC, right? You can't.
Yeah,
you can't
those three on
select
the
them.
bottom.
Yeah.
Well,
so
this
it's
one
just like-
includes the DLC. So Rashid, a new character Aki, and then Ed. Ed is from
they
5.
just
and she
announced
is-
I
Akuma.
like Aki's design. She's cool.
Look, DJ, that's like
Yeah, I just ran into him in the story. I just did his part in the story.
Somebody as buff as him would not be as agile.
no.
Respect
He
that
can't even-
man's.
he can't even wipe
respect
his own
swag.
ass.
Well, if you look
Respect
at
his
Luke,
swag.
look at Luke's
He can't-
forearms.
He
Are
can't even
big,
wipe his own ass.
Luke's
Like,
forearms are like Popeyes. And she even has a
Alright.
cat. Look at that.
Oh,
Juice just
Mika,
came.
Jay, how
Juice
could I
just-
forget?
Juice just
Mika, I
came. Juice
apologize.
just came.
he just came for
It's
the
all-
gaming. The gaming.
He came for the king.
I'm struggling with her because she don't have a projectile. I was trying to main her, but I struggle
who
without
is your- who-
projectiles.
Who have you been manning then?
Well, mostly been playing my character, and I have DJ's whatever it's called, his little
Oh,
His-
energy
oh,
tag.
his style.
No, just his move.
I
that
don't
his-
like Bum Ken
his
either.
His
projectile.
technique.
no,
You're
just
like
his
1 inch
projectile.
away from glory with her leotard.
It's all about the glory. It's
You're
all
literally
about
1
the
inch
glory.
away.
I
T.
think Manon low key is she's up there with she got the cake.
got the cake.
I'm trying to figure out, is Ryu supposed to be Japanese or is he just
He's Japanese.
he is
He's so
Japanese.
brutish.
Yeah, he's Japanese. He's
brooding.
Japanese. He's in his fuckboy era. That's all
I
they
was
call
like
it.
Ken more because of the flame, the fire.
Yeah, but Ken's in his broke boy era right now.
Guile's
Well,
the only one I think
kept
looks
they
off.
kept the beard on Ryu because in Street Fighter 5 they called him Sexy Ryu, didn't they, when he had his beard and his top off.
I thought that's what the fandom called him. I didn't know that's what the game
Got him
called
in. You got him in the
No,
Kuma
yeah,
look.
the fandom called him that.
They
He's
just
like, man,
announced Akuma, I guess, recently.
Yeah, for DLC.
He was in
you know,
Super Street Fighter, wasn't he?
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
I forget
That was a
how many
long time
outfits
ago.
these guys have.
I remember when I
Oh,
first
yeah,
saw him
let
in
me-
Super
let me
Street
back
Fighter.
it.
I was like, this shit is amazing.
Give me E Honda's
His
little.
character was so
Talk
frightening to
about
me.
an intro to Super Street Fighter when Ryu's like bouncing like that and all the lightning flashing and
Mhm.
stuff. Man, that's fucking good. He does his
Cinematic,
Hadouken
man.
and stuff. Shit.
Guile looks a little funny to me. He reminds me of like Brute. What's the kid from Starship Troopers? He was the son of
They made Blanca a lot more
Oh,
like
they made-
monkey.
They made it look like a monkey version of the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah,
I don't like
I
his
like
design
it.
at all.
I don't know, I
I'm
like
not a
him.
big fan of it either, but hey, look, it's better than him rocking that costume he wore in
But
5.
he reminds me of like Jake Busey. in the face.
With
you s-
Guile.
when you see like the characters match up where it's like a real extreme close up.
That Guile hair, man.
He's pretty buff.
Y'all
got
say
some
again,
arms.
bitches.
Ken's
here you got
got a unique look. I don't know what they're going for.
Oh, he's a
Bro.
bum.
He broke.
King went through it, so he's trying to get his
Lost
shit
I
back.
all
haven't
his
seen
money?
any of his alternate costumes. I wonder if they have like his classic. I'm sure they do.
Is a
I don't think I've actually seen him in his classic. This game.
You can unlock them, but it takes a
Yeah,
long time.
They got the worst outfits. They could put
it's
on
a grind. Do they have his alternate outfit?
Yeah, I can see it's got an arrow to select. All right,
They're trying to
let's
do all
speed
the
this up.
color.
Can you jump ahead?
Oh my god.
There
There it
yeah.
is.
There we go.
Mhm.
Anyway,
You know,
All right, he looks
Yeah.
a little better now.
and then we got
Chun Li's
Jesus.
looks pretty good.
Oh my
haven't seen
god.
her classic.
What the
too.
hell
What the
is
hell
that?
hair?
Yo, what they
Oh,
done,
Lord.
man? Oh god.
That's how you know
gotta
he
be
gets
DLC.
bitches. That's gotta be DLC.
That's
Oh my god.
hideous.
Ken has
That's
so many
terrible.
outfits.
Why is she sitting down?
And here we go.
Most
Surprisingly,
powerful legs in the world.
somebody found there's a woman that had very similar, like
Yeah.
proportions. Like almost
Weirdly
dead on.
enough,
Yeah,
I
because
didn't
she
like
do kung
I
fu?
didn't
Nah.
like this version of Chun-Li when it was
That
first.
looks way better. That looks way
I
better.
didn't like Chun-Li initially when I saw her 6 design, and it's grown on me a lot. Like it's grown on me a lot. I think
that classic outfit looks so much better than the new one.
her new one.
Yeah,
Classics for the reason, man.
I like
I don't
both.
hate the new one, but the classics just.
Yeah, it's fine.
I think he's pretty. That dude throws constantly at the CPUs, like just like.
I mean, that's
He's
kind
always
of what
done
he's
that.
supposed to do.
That's
That's literally how you
you
play
grab you in
Zangief.
midair. It's just
He
ridiculous.
pissed me off with them cheap ass throws.
Oh, Dawson.
Yeah, that's. I don't know if they've done that with him before, like having.
They
him-
did that actually in 5. He's like that. I actually like his 5 design better, where he had like the really puffy beard and shit. This is more of his classic design. Then here's Rashid. This is from 5.
Mm.
He doesn't
Yeah,
look it.
Rashid didn't do it for me. Either.
It's weird because I know who he's voiced by, and all I think about is anime
All right, skip ahead.
characters. Oh, you want to see
I need
Aki?
to see this new character's other.
He's about Aki. Damn, Jesus Christ, Rashid. How many fucking outfits do you have? That's his OG outfit.
Oh my goodness.
Damn, man. Jesus Christ.
Well, it's different colors of each.
They want that money.
Is this a? That's
I-
a female character, ain't it? Yeah, I
Yeah,
can
it's
tell
Aki.
from that.
Yeah, it's,
Aki.
yeah, Aki.
Yeah, she's like a poison snake
Mm.
type character.
That's a cool.
She
design.
remember. I think
How
they,
she
she
look
reminds
compared
me
to the
of,
original?
What's the name from Soul
no,
Calibur?
this is she's new. This is her
Oh,
first time
she's
in the
new?
series. Yeah, she's
Oh,
just
Eve.
brand new.
Thinking of Evie. So good.
I like.
That's a cool
I actually
design,
like it.
though.
Yeah,
I like the
it's-
hair.
The texture looks like snake skin. Actually, to me.
See, I paid $40 for the game. I already put $5 into towards some deals. Not DLC, but just the coins.
Oh, they gave her like a gothic Lolita.
See, I
outfit?
might have
I'm
to
kinda,
get that character.
I'm
Yeah,
kind of
that shit
down
looks
with
like
that
it's
outfit.
real.
I look you fuck with that outfit.
Who's the character I'm talking about in Soul Calibur?
Which one?
Vicky or and Soul Calibur is kind of she's kind of gothic, kind of
You're
That's
about
the name of
Ivy,
it.
are you?
I said
Ivy.
Ivy. Ivy. I said.
okay. You said
Okay,
it.
okay.
already.
I thought it
That's
was
more bondage like, isn't it?
Oh, did I say? I might have said Eve
Yeah.
actually by accident.
apparently Ed is an alcoholic. This is a little concerning.
All right, enough of this.
I mean, look at Ed's absolute garbage character. Jeez, man. Fuck it.
I didn't. It's just too basic. I think
The,
it's my
the people
problem with
watching the stream, they don't hear the music. I'm over this music.
it. Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good.
Yeah.
I thought he wanted me to play Street Fighter 4's
That's
opening
what I
thing.
said,
That's what I-
but you went 6. Now it's too late. We're
No,
moving on.
you said 6 character selection. That's
That's-
what you said.
You
I
did.
did. I meant
You
4.
done messed up,
My
Drill. You
fault.
done messed up.
It's over. We're not watching anymore.
We're not gonna watch the intro movie.
I guess the intro
oh wait.
movie.
Oh wait.
Probably,
That's,
it'll
that's
probably
the-
get flagged.
No, I need the game, not the animation one.
Not the anime. I was gonna say. What the...
Yeah.
We all know Street Fighter 2, the movie, the anime movie.
You gotta
is
put
just-
the intro in there, bud.
Yeah, I forgot to put intro. That's on me. That's on me.
You be looking for days trying to find it.
Yeah.
Don't play
15
that
years
music,
ago.
man. Don't play that music.
Dolby Digital.
Well, didn't just muted it for the stream,
yeah,
right?
it's muted.
Okay.
Well, I can hear it.
No, it's for
You know,
it's-
you
I
hear
have
for
it
the
muted.
stream,
The stream can't
All
hear.
right.
to the stream, not for us.
Yeah, that's a cool style too. This
Ah,
art
dude,
style.
it's so fucking good. This shit got me pumped up every single time I turned it on, man.
He looks so different.
It's a perfect comeback. It's just
Wasn't on the Wii though. Somehow it was on the 3DS, but not the Wii.
Well, it came out on the 3DS later, like 2011, right?
it'd be.
Cool.
I
Yeah,
would have
whenever
played it
launched,
on
2011?
the Wii.
But it could run on the 3DS. It could run on the Wii.
It probably could have.
And the Wii had 80 million units by that time.
Mhm.
It could-
Yeah.
That was Capcom not
Probably
one to be
would've bought it
bothered.
and played it.
They put
To be fair, the
Tatsunoko on
version-
there though.
The kicker is the one that's on the 3DS isn't even the newest version. It was the Super, I think.
Which game
Which was-
introduced like the super moves and stuff, where he like does a quick little
Alpha.
cut?
It was super.
Was it?
Oh, yeah, it was super Street Fighter 2.
Yeah.
I hate when I finally pull it
introduce
off
what?
and the motherfuckers just block it or they dodge it like nothing. I'm like, God damn it! Charge it up to a 3.
Was that Akuma? Yeah.
Mm.
It's been a
Boy.
while since I've seen his
Ganondorf.
intro.
Where is he? Where's my boy? Look, I got him here. There he is, my boy there.
There you go. Donnie Arts explained why.
What'd he say?
3DS supported the engine it was running on
Mhm.
MT framework.
And my friend
We
bought
did
me a
not.
frame of Akuma from Alpha 3. There you have it.
Nice.
Lovely.
Thank you, Donnie. Thank you.
This been when did Street Fighter
It's amazing.
4
bro.
came out? 2007?
Yeah, maybe
Street Fighter
around
4?
that.
Was it later?
I thought it was
Well,
later.
it was
than that.
after I got the 360. I'm pretty sure.
2009 or 2010, wasn't it?
Okay, that's what.
remember.
Okay. I wasn't sure because remember we had multiple versions, so I couldn't remember how
I
long.
remember.
Didn't it come out like a year later with like a different version or not?
When did Street Fighter 4 release? Siri?
You ain't shit, dog.
Oh,
Raging Demon. Let's go.
2009. Here.
2009.
Yeah.
So like, I graduated high school that year. That's crazy.
This intro is way too long.
It's
Yeah,
not.
You watch
it
it.
is actually. Oh no, it's about done.
You got to understand. This was a comeback, man.
Yeah, you're
This
right.
was
Yeah, remember?
like-
Yeah, this was we hadn't seen the Street Fighter had been gone for what, a decade? I
It's been
think.
gone
You
for
get- you
almost
get-
10
you get
years.
What was the
Classic
3D one
Ryu.
called? Like EX?
Yeah.
Yeah, the EX games. Yeah.
X plus
I
Alpha
did
and all
ones
that
that
bullshit.
clock
I
the
did
hates.
play a few matches on one of those.
I was like, what the hell is this? I played it for a little bit. I'm like, I'm out.
This is the OG.
Mortal
intro,
Kombat
okay.
4, I remember. What's the actual game look like at this point?
Oh, you haven't seen? Oh,
The
What,
EX
Street
games.
Fighter
keep going.
Alpha
Skip ahead.
EX?
no, it's
Oh, you're
gonna.
on Street Fighter 4.
Okay, that's what-
Beautiful, man. It's almost cell shaded, but not.
That's-
Vibrant.
yeah, more of the old school animations. You know,
Had so many tournaments playing this game with my friends. You know, it's like-
It's just the
yeah,
only, like I
fighting
said, I
games
don't.
with friends is so good, but that's why I had to stop buying fighting games because none of my friends were around or wanted to play fighting games.
Oh, God,
anymore.
no. It's gonna get me
Yeah,
caught
that's-
in the autoplay.
I'm just like
All right,
Get out.
all right, all right. We're
I
good,
love.
We're good.
I'm playing.
Holy crap.
Not every night, but I look forward to playing, booting up Street Fighter 6. Like I was playing the Stellar Blade demo, I'm enjoying it, but I'm like, God, I got Street Fighter 6 in the system. I want to play it.
That's
So,
good. Like, I'm glad you got that fire, man, because I've certainly lost it.
and
Like it's like I remember the days I used to like gaming.
For fighters.
just like
it's one
talking
of
about it.
it's one of like my favorite games on my PS5
Wait, who
right
said
now.
that?
What Street Fighter 6?
Mhm.
I started replaying it after we talked last
I-
week.
I like the like silly open world like RPG, basic RPG
I've been in
stuff
the
of
RPG
single
part
player.
of it has been keeping me engaged, honestly.
It's like dumb tasks and stuff, but I'm enjoying it. Oh, I unlocked this, so now I can go over to this other part, and it's opened up more. Then you travel the other areas. You can't really explore like Japan. It's just like a backdrop.
Hey, man, it's all about.
I said I always wanted that for Street Fighter, like a Streets of Rage Street Fighter game. I remember Tekken 3 had Tekken, was it Tekken Force or something? The beat 'em up part of it. Tekken Force, what's it called? Oh, my brain.
But it's cool. You can
but
go
yeah,
up to the
I'm not
person. You
as
can
versed in
engage.
Tekken.
You can either talk to them or engage in a fight. You can fight everybody. Then there's ones that just see you and
What's it
chase you
called?
down. And
Gonna
there's
bug
high
me.
level.
What's
Like
the-
I'm level like 18. I got into this parking garage. Everyone's like 25. So I was like, I'll come back. It's a cool idea. Like once it's done, I can't imagine ever starting it over and playing the single
Yeah,
player
it's
again.
Tekken Force. It's called. I was right. Yeah.
But I'm loving it. So
That's cool.
other than that,
I want to get it at some point, but
Yeah.
like
He'll,
you,
he'll
it's
wait.
like-
He'll wait for the
it.
other version that has more shit in it,
yeah.
like you're supposed to do.
honestly, like yeah, if your main's not in there, I can see that. Every character I wanted pretty much. I was a Ryu guy back in the day. Main was my main.
I've main. I can main Ken. I can main Ryu. I can name Chun Li, Cammy, whoever. But yeah, it's just. It's
Yeah, I
not
never grasped Cammy. Chun Li, yes. Ken was my guy.
Cammy's tough to play against the CPU or whatever.
Yeah, you're
She's got
good
some
at Cammy.
moves.
You're good.
And,
Cammy used to kick my ass in the game all the time.
other than that, what have you guys been? I haven't been playing anything else. Anybody start anything new recently?
I was gonna say
Mm,
I have a goal of like beating.
I
A lot
thought
of
I was
games
gonna
this
try to do
year.
better this year, but I've been worse.
I've already beaten 3 games. I'm on my 4th one.
Oh, really? Nice.
damn, man.
Yeah.
You don't even
And,
tell me.
usually, this part of the year is like really slow. Or
Has
for
anyone
me
played
playing games, beating games?
Has anyone played a 2024 title yet this year? Like a game that came
well,
out this year.
I started Stellar Blade the first hour, and then it continues with the final.
I
full
say
game.
what came out this year.
I don't think I have.
That's even
I don't
worse.
think I have either.
Final Fantasy Rebirth.
No,
I got
No.
played the demo of that as well. I
I
think
was
that
playing.
carries
I was
over
playing a
to-
bit of Neo 2. 'Cause I quite enjoyed the first game, but the second game I just I think I'm gonna drop it now because it's just getting a bit repetitive and stuff. But I mean, earlier today I was on Steam again on Subnautica, and I checked the time on it, and I think I got about 180 fucking
What?
hours on that game.
I don't even know what the game
180 hours.
is. Like, what do you do?
I don't even need to play it anymore. I've completed it like 5 times. I found everything. I don't even know
Wait,
what I'm
what
playing
game?
it. Subnautica. I can't
Oh,
get off.
Subnautica.
What do you
yeah.
do in the game?
I'm fed up of talking about it. It's the only game I've been playing.
He said he's fed up with talking about.
See, that's the thing. I don't. That's
He's,
one of the.
he's
like
just
to,
tired.
I don't like
He's
to.
He's trapped. He's trapped.
You gotta. There's a fine line between like getting as much out of a game as I can, and also not like burning myself out on it and never wanting to play it again.
Oh yeah, Dragon's Dogma 2. Anybody? Anyone?
I
Ooh.
want Dragon's Dogma 2 100%, but I got nothing to play.
I will.
on.
I will play it, but I haven't
My
It
tried
friends
looks.
are
I
playing
mean,
it.
other than some of the frame rate performance issues, it looks like the combat and
It's
stuff
the
looks really
first
cool.
Dragon's Dogma and Dark Arisen. I haven't. I mean, it's one of the best games. It's in my top 10 games on the Xbox 360. It's what I played on the most.
I'm
it's
guessing it
phenomenal.
reviewed well, other than the review
And,
bombing for the
But
performance.
yeah, the
issues.
sequel looks great. It's another game I won't be playing for a long time.
anything else that came up this year of note. I can't think of anything.
Helldivers seems to be the hot thing.
Oh
but-
yeah,
Yeah,
Helldivers.
there's been a bit.
So it's just somebody else.
Twitch.
My
I don't really play those kinds of games though.
my
so it's not
nephew
me.
and my brother-in-law. Oh, we're playing Helldivers. It's so fun. It's so funny. It's just like Starship Troopers. I'm like, yeah, I heard it's good, but I don't want to get PlayStation Plus right now. So the
You
Metacritic
can get it
for
on PC.
Dragon's Dogma's 85. I thought it'd be higher, to be honest. From what it seemed like everybody was really loving it. 89 on
85 is not
PC.
good now.
I thought it was gonna be like a Baldur's Gate.
He thought it was gonna be a
situation.
90.
I was thinking 90s based on the.
If Robbie's here, he'd be like, "What?"
That's a good score. I just the way people
Mid
talk
to
about
late
it, I
80s.
thought it was gonna be higher. Rise of the Ronin came out. That's another like Neo meets
Oh, you got
Sekiro.
Rise of the Ronin juice. Any interest?
I
I
mean,
mean, it does look like a PS3 game.
when
but
I heard
that's
it was
okay.
like a Neo open world Neo with a lot of like different systems in it.
Yeah.
Like I was like, yeah, I'm not really that interested in it.
Yeah, I
You're
can't
the only
even
one in this group that can
recommend,
play it, right?
I even recommend
Mhm.
Neo 2. It's very mission based. It's quite repetitive to the point where you just go to a new area where it's an abandoned village or abandoned forest, and you just defeat all the monsters there. Like, you know, and
I
it's
think I just got that game in Humble Bundle.
rinse, repeat that.
I'd probably check out Neo, but
I enjoyed the first one. But yeah,
I'm trying not to like play a bunch of Souls like games because I
Souls-like
want to
games.
save my energy for that type of game for the actual From Software games. But
So when the Elden Ring DLC comes out,
yeah, when,
that comes out in
Elden Ring
June.
DLC comes out, yeah.
I'll be playing that. Honestly, I might not. I got Stellar Blade comes out in a couple weeks, 3 weeks. I got that pre-ordered, so I'll play that. But other
Let's
than
see how
that,
that game does. I'm interested.
I bet it's probably top million at the million and a half, probably top lifetime. I don't see it being
Well,
a
there's-
huge hit.
There's a lot of vitriol online about that game.
It's
from the
I know you're
fan
gonna have
base.
a different, completely other side, but I see some on the other side. I see some weirdo comments. People like, "Oh, this game, I turned it on. There's no way I can play this game. It's so uncomfortable playing this game." Like, what? I played the demo. Like, I played an hour. What are you seeing that I'm not seeing? What's so uncomfortable? It's not like Bayonetta where there's just like blatant crotch shots.
I don't see that at all. I don't see it all.
IGN France was like, Bayonetta's an iconic character. It wasn't as bad as this. I'm like, Bayonetta had a
He's-
zoomed in
he
crotch
used to-
shot.
He used to get on Bayonetta all the fucking time too.
And I'm like, get the fuck out of it. I mean, honestly.
but that's my thing. Is the gameplay gonna be? Because all I hear about is her ass. That's all I hear about when people talk about this game.
Some of the
So I
back
just want to
shots.
see.
Oh.
And what
if this
you
game
just
actually
said
gonna be a
is
good
literally
game.
all I see, like Xbox guys saying, "What's the gameplay?" It's Neo or not Neo. It's Sekiro meets Nier from the gameplay standpoint.
I understand that.
It's really
but I
solid.
don't hear people
It's fun.
championing that. Is what I'm
It's
saying.
got just the basics. You got a few new in the demo. You gain a few abilities, and then you watch at the end. It shows you like a montage of like later areas with all these new moves, and it looks great. And it's got a little bit of exploration, linear, some platforming. Honestly, one of the biggest surprising, the voice acting is like top tier. It's some of the best like voice act. I was not expecting this at all.
English or because
The English voice acting is
Korean as
like
well, kinda.
superb. It's some of the best voice acting in a like English voice acting I've heard in a long time. I was not expecting that.
Advisor, thank you. Go to Twitter. All you see is ass shots. That's all I see. It's not.
Like I'm playing the game. If somebody didn't post that thing about the ladder, I wouldn't even notice. Like I don't. People are making such a big deal about it. Like it's.
I don't know about that.
I'm not saying that's what the
No,
game
I
is
mean,
about.
yeah, that's the fun thing to post about. But if somebody didn't post that, I didn't even think about it until I slid down and said, "Oh yeah, there was that clip," because it's got a cool slide down animation. But the person posted it for the jiggle.
Nier Automata, I made 2B walk very slowly, and I enjoyed it when she climbed ladders. You know, we all
But
do
if you put the camera too low, she swats it away, and you get an achievement for being an achievement pops
Being a
up.
perv.
So for being a perv, and you can't.
That's pretty funny.
It is funny, and she like swats the camera away, like get the hell out of here. But
Love it.
it's a really good game. Like I'm excited to play more. Obviously, I'm just distracted with Street Fighter 6 right now, and
Yeah, I never.
NG Trilogy. Anybody know what that is? What Lightning?
what?
NG Trilogy remaster.
NG.
What?
Why is
He
it
says,
that?
he says I'd be interested in that. Lightning.
I don't recognize off the top of my head. No.
And what are you talking about, Lightning? What's
Lightning
NG
does say
stand
stuff
for?
a lot where it's like, what are you talking? You got to clarify, man. I will say, like,
Yeah,
I
I know.
don't even see that in the
I don't
chat.
know all the abbreviations. I'm too old.
getting back to that IGN France, it's this thing that just it annoys me. Somebody even predicted they retweet or they shared their screen. They said, I bet you in the light of this demo you're gonna get the dude's never seen a real woman type comments, and literally IGN France, it looks like this character model was designed by somebody who's never seen a real woman. Well, how is she not a real woman? How does she not look like a real woman? B, they showed his wife, and she's a fucking gorgeous Korean woman, and it's like, why does that pop in your mind? Never seen a real woman when they designed a character that looks like a very attractive woman.
Like, it's very odd. It's very odd commentary. I will say.
The assumption is if you're commenting on it, you must be some sort of incel.
I don't get that.
And then his wife is a designer, character designer for the game, and she's a gorgeous Korean woman, and it's like, how did that collate? Like, there's no female character you could make where I'd be like, this person's never seen a real woman. Like, I don't understand. It's just boggles my. It's just crazy. And it's like, it's just all this talk, like T says, there's all these people showing ass. There's all these people say, what's more than that? Playing the game, I didn't even think about it. Like, it's a hard action. I wouldn't say it's Souls-like, because when you die, it doesn't have that punishment. But you have to learn the boss moves. You have to learn the timing, like Sekiro, for your counter. It's like you have to be thinking of the game. Yeah, the character's attractive. I don't even think Eve's the most attractive character in the game, which is funny. Not a spoiler, the opening 5 minutes, the one character that's been in multiple trailers dies. I'm like, oh, okay. She was my favorite.
We were just looking at Street Fighter 6, like how many women look like Chun-Li in
right?
It's
like,
not a lot, but there are.
That's what my point is. Like, why is this even a thing in 2024? Like, we've had these so-called, disproportionate, unbelievable, unrealistic portions on women game characters, and not just women. It's dudes too. Some of these dudes, nobody's.
Well, look at Luke.
Shaped like
Luke's forearms are like Popeye times 3. Like, they're ridiculous.
Right.
It's unrealistic. But
they only focus on the women for some reason. Like,
Chun-Li
these
isn't
guys are
unrealistic. It's just rare, like, to see somebody built like that. Now, it's unrealistic that she's gonna be super agile and be able to put her leg up like that, probably.
Right. But it's a video game. Who gives a two fucks?
But like,
about real fun, goddammit.
I would say every character in Street Fighter. That's probably why it didn't receive much backlash. I think they covered just about every gamut of body type for male.
I mean, I think part of it is the fact that video games are looking more and more and more realistic, and now
but
you can
even
really
this
compare it to real
this game
people.
is doing nothing to try and portray reality. Let's
Right,
be honest. It's not doing anything to try and portray. I don't get it.
I think it's weird on both sides. It's weird to be like, oh my god, this that's not a woman or whatever. But I also feel like some of the defense, it's also strange. It gets weird. It gets weird on that aspect
the guy
too.
said, the creator, he said, I didn't want to look at an average woman. I wanted to look at an ideal, the perfect woman in his eyes. I don't think she's the perfect woman. Like, that's not my favorite body type and stuff, but she's attractive. I'm not gonna say she isn't, but it's not my preferred. But yeah, just
to me, it's funny because we were just talking about is that in defense, people will pull up, oh, look, this is the model. This is what she looks like, and it's like, okay, yeah, she look like that, but I think also she can't fight that way. Like, so it's like it's weird on both aspects. It's like, leave this shit alone. None of this matters.
Well,
is the game any goddamn good? It's
the people that have to bring up that her model and the photo they choose doesn't, like in the booth where she's getting scanned. That she looks really skinny, but in like her other Instagram photos, she's a curvy woman. I mean, but I guess South Korea has like this very prominent getting artificially enhanced. Like an 18-year-old woman's, like, their parents will buy them like plastic surgery or give them money for plastic surgery to be like the most ideal looking. It's crazy if that's true. I haven't really looked. Multiple people said that.
That's frightening.
But when you see her like Instagram, you're like, all right, she's a curvy woman. She has a large chest. Obviously, it must, from what it sounds like, it might have been enhanced, whatever. But the reason people show that is because they're like, there's literally people said no woman looks like that, and I'm like, those are the people you say, have you ever seen a real woman? That's the person you should say, have you ever seen a real woman? Like,
what is the end game? Like, I don't know. That's my thing. It's like, well, okay, yes, you're right. Most, 2% of women actually look like that, right? Let's just say that. But okay. Then you can go, let's get realistic. What about when we talk about corn? I don't want to say the word because those women aren't realistic either. They have to spend money to look like that. but you're
Or a
not
lot of
like
it's
flipping
makeup,
out,
too, if you
wigging out
see.
about that stuff. Like, why? It's
Yeah,
just stupid.
these are fantasy characters. You know, that's
Right.
you know,
It's
it's what
fantasy
they are.
characters.
It's
Move on.
look at Aloy. She's a fantasy character. I mean, if a woman looked like her in real life, you feel sorry for her. She's a fantasy character. You know.
Actually, the model, face model, looks gorgeous, but they try. I'll give them credit. They didn't. There is, you can tell they put makeup on her face, in the game, but they're not trying to make her look like she's living in a post-apocalyptic world. There's no running water and stuff. They're not trying to make her look like completely out of place. But I
Yeah.
think she's
Well,
attractive. I don't understand why people
yeah,
say
when you
she's
watch
ugly.
movies, it's like I just watched what's the Predator movie? The latest
It's
one.
Prey.
What's it called? Prey.
Yeah.
I watched Prey and I'm like, man, these fuckers are beautiful. Like they, if this was realistic, none of these people would. The girl
she is
wouldn't
very
look.
attractive
She
with
was
that black.
She's very
puffy
attractive. Got
eyes.
like, yeah, she's like, she just came out of the makeup trailer. This is not realistic. Nobody complains about that though. That's just what it is. They're fantasy characters. Move along.
And so here's where I can't rock with just one side of the argument, because there's guys who I really like who are supportive of just not worrying about every person doesn't need to always be represented in a game in all situations.
Yeah.
But then they'll say Aloy is just but ugly. I'm like, how do you think Aloy is ugly? Like, she might not be
Yeah,
like the
clock
most
it.
attractive for you, but how can you say
Explain.
she's ugly?
Explain, clocked it.
She's a fantasy character. I let her off. You know.
She's a. She's a. And here's the thing.
She looked better in the first game, but she still looks
Here's
ugly.
the thing. When I get the complaints because yes, you want to also have average people represented. I understand it completely. So that it's not how do I say it? There is some merit in that, but the problem is they go way overboard. If you just say, okay, once in a while, I'd like to have average-looking people doing, great things, because most people who do great things are average-looking people. They aren't the most beautiful people on the planet. So I get the idea of that, but they just go so far with it to where the merit is just lost.
And they
It's
get
like,
mad.
I don't even want to hear from this person anymore.
Like, they basically want to remove any like remotely above average person at the same time. It's like, yeah, like play Returnal. That's an average looking woman. I would say she's the ugliest main character that in a game I've played. She's not very attractive, but I didn't care. The gameplay was great. She's just like even Control. I think she's an average looking character. She's nothing special.
I think it's a crossover
Yeah.
of. I think as gaming gets bigger and bigger, and people try to accommodate new crowds that are coming in, it's like crossover with the movies again. Like, video games are not movies, so you can't expect all the characters to look like real life actresses or actors. You just want to call them actors. In their body proportions and stuff. These are video games. It's a completely different medium. A lot of fantasy characters built in very fantasy ways. If you were doing art in fantasy books that have been going for centuries, I'm a big fan of Robert E. Howard. You see some of the artwork in the Conan the Barbarian novels and stuff. These barbarian women, just literally just massive chests and stuff like that. Just lying at the feet
Well,
of these massive men and stuff like. It's
My favorite, right, Juice?
yeah.
Damn.
But,
Give me a big Amazonian woman, please.
Yeah,
there were some
but
buff
you
ones
just-
in Zack
you
Snyder's
have
Justice
to-
League. In the
I think
Lemon
gaming
Square.
still
Oh, yeah,
has
I was in heaven.
a long way to go like that. It still has a long way to go for people being accepting of these type of character styles.
I
And
think the other part of it is just the somebody said, I don't know if this is true. It was like a legit, I don't know if it was Jon Stewart. Somebody was talking about how journalism in general in history has always been mostly like liberal people going to journalism. I don't know how true that is. I don't know what the percentage is. I don't know. That's just, I heard it. I don't know if it's true, but it does kind of make sense in some situations. Other times it's like hard to believe, but it feels like gaming journalism especially we always remember the bad. It's just human nature. You always remember the bad examples. You always remember when somebody screwed you over, or somebody said something you didn't like. It's hard for whatever reason. Human beings are like that. But I think of all the IGN France type comments when it comes to gaming. It was a UK company reviewed Bayonetta 2 and basically just was mad that they had to play this game. It was so offensive and stuff. It just feels like, for whatever reason, gaming journalism has gone very strong, like, into this. People that just don't seem like they like game. They don't seem like they like gamers. Now, let me say that. They might
They don't like games.
They don't seem they like gamers. Some of them don't seem like they like video games, and they're just somehow in this field, and they have to talk about it. And it just seems like they have a bias or agenda. Like, they're just mad at gamers in general, and any chance they can.
They hate their jobs.
To call out
they
gamers,
want to be real journalists.
Call us, basement dwellers and living in the parents' basement. It just seems like there's more and more people like that, and maybe it's just the ones I remember. There's.
It's weird because you think it would go the other way, that the industry is growing. You think that kind of thinking and whatnot would go the other way, but it seems like it's growing with gaming.
It does. Like, I know we talked a little bit off here about that. We didn't really talk about the Sweet Baby Inc. stuff, but the head lady.
I have no interest.
I listened to a couple of her GDC comments, and it's like, what does this have to do with video games? It's basically like just forcing. One of the things she said that just blew my mind. She says, "Don't worry." She's talking to like the team. She's talking like, this is what she tells her team. Don't worry about what you think the fans of this IP want, or what the fans of this, if it's a sequel or whatever, like the fan of this universe or this IP want. Don't let that stop you from you being you and telling your story and getting your message across. Like, literally, this is what she's telling her team. I'm like,
that's the worst business advice you can give anyone. That is literally the worst advice.
It's completely the opposite. Yeah, you can try to get some of your values and stuff into characters you're creating, but if you're working with an IP, that's the opposite you want to do. Like, you can't.
That's the thing. Like, quote unquote politics, all that stuff has always been in gaming media. It's always been in gaming. It's always been in movies. It's been in TV forever. Like, you want to talk woke?
Just like a Star Trek.
What is it? Star Trek. Star Trek was one of the wokest things ever. But you know what? They hit it, and they weren't too overly preachy about it. That's the thing.
Until Discovery. Then it's in your face.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The good Star Trek knew what to do. They knew to. Yeah, you can talk your social commentary and all that good stuff, and that's good because it creates stories with some depth and some. Yeah, that's all good. But when you start going into preachy and wanting to make people think like you, that's when you lose everybody.
It's so difficult with games. This is why like Sony's games get a lot of attention, like The Last of Us and stuff, because they try to mirror what the movies do. But I think gaming still continues to struggle in terms of not having. We don't. If I say to you, does gaming have some spokespeople for the world who convey gaming across in a way as an art form and a true sense of artistic entertainment, the way like you could say a Spielberg can portray something like that across, like a Mike Jackson could portray music across there. I don't think we have it. It's been so disjointed for so many years. And Japan, we've had the people from Japan, but because of the language barrier and stuff like that, it's only like Kojima can like infiltrate a bit of Hollywood now. And you got a few Hollywood actors saying, yeah, he's the man, he's doing all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. Listen to this guy. But still, who the fuck knows who Hideo Kojima is in the wider world? No one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No one. People still barely know Miyamoto.
He's probably the most famous too, Kojima.
Yeah.
Even though he's been on stage.
I think the guys are so creatively bankrupt that they fall back on their politics because they don't know how to do anything else. They don't know their audience. That was the first thing I was shown in my introduction to film class in film school. The first thing my instructor told me was know your audience. Not shit on your audience, not make fun of your audience, but know your audience. And if you can do that, all this other stuff won't end up being an issue for you because you're focusing on who you're trying to tell the story to. Now, if you want to tell a specific story about, a specific thing that has to do, that's fine.
Like Life
that's
is
that
Strange,
story.
I think,
Right.
covers
Exactly.
topics like. Here's the thing.
But don't
Oh, he
So-
froze.
thing for everyone. Don't do that, and then they get upset because everybody's not running along with you. Like, no,
Did
that's
you
not
hear,
how it works.
I'm not saying that we don't have the type of people who could be it. I mean, it's like I always mention Ian Livingston, right? He was like the founder of the Games Workshop, Warhammer, all that type of stuff. He brought D&D out to the
Mhm.
US to the UK and everything, right? He was the founder of Core Design, Tomb Raider, all that type of stuff, right? So he's knighted in the UK.
Yeah,
You have these type of people who have the experience and the heart and the knowledge for this industry and stuff. He opens museums and stuff, but like I said, if I mention like that name in like the gaming circles, or to the wider world, even if I mention to my wife, I go, Nintendo, yeah, Ian Livingstone, nope, Tomb Raider, yeah, Ian Livingstone, nope. It's just out there wise, we don't. I just don't feel like we have that unified thing. So when we come to the game shows, the Jeff Keighley's and stuff like that, it almost feels like a desperate attempt to try and be noticed. And then the way they're trying to be noticed is by appealing to a completely different industry. Let's get the Hollywood people on because we
No, I
need
agree
them.
with that.
We
want
need them to speak for us because
But
yeah, go on, Terrell.
I was gonna say the problem is that gaming for a while was considered quote unquote nerd shit. So like it very
Still
much
is.
kind
I
of
still
got
get looks.
so it gets put in a pocket of like, oh, this isn't anything important. And I feel like the gamers of then grew up as adults today with that chip still on their fucking shoulder. So when they got to become adults and have the ability to make some sort of change in the industry, they very much wanted to push in the direction that gained them the respect they thought they really deserve. Oh, games can be a cool medium and da 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 da. But the games, I think, partially that got pushed aren't even like the best examples of gaming. And then to appeal to like the Hollywood gods, so to speak, they started going in this direction that like, as gamers, we never gave a shit about. Or if we didn't give a shit about, it was in games, but it was done in clever ways instead of just being like, so this is the thing we're trying to tell you guys. Yeah. This is the moral standpoint we're trying to take. Whereas in other games that we use like clever imagery, you have subtle music cues. Like we had, because games were so limited back then, you had to be creative with everything you wanted to do. Now it's like
right.
No, go ahead.
And the thing with games as well, it's like where we mention, it's like where we talk about anime, where we talk about playing cards, where it's Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, where we're talking about Dungeons and Dragons in terms of desktop gaming, role playing and stuff like that. In terms like the genres of games, we were coming from that fantasy background. We were coming from that D&D background. We were coming from the nerdy sci-fi background.
Nerdy stuff.
And all this type of stuff that was mingling together. So we were these people who were always nerds, growing up on the nerdy stuff that we loved. So like the people who are like our age now and are representing the industry, I do still feel like a lot of them got a chip on their shoulder and they can't let it go. And the ones who don't have the chip on their shoulder, they're just not out there, and no one knows who they are because I don't know. It's almost like we've never had.
I think because they were more focusing on making fun games. They weren't focusing on like trying to impress somebody, which is, and I'm gonna be real, with certain titles or certain game types, although have their qualities and their value as games, also feel like you're making an inherent attempt to be like, see, this shit is cool. Like, it's like, give an example. People talk about Last of Us being such a great game. I'm not even taking anything away from the quality of Last of Us, but Last of Us very much felt like one of those games like, look, we can make like a cool movie style experience as a game, and this, we can do it too, Hollywood. And it was like,
I thought that started with Metal Gear Solid, to be honest. That
well,
was
man, I'm not saying that's not the case, but I'm saying that, like, I'm just using it as an example. The point is we had certain game genres that kind of turned into like this is the cool shit. Even though the games that you were inspired by don't even do anywhere
Right.
near that.
I
They
think
were a
you're
lot
hitting
more
it head on right
clever.
now.
They were a lot more clever and a lot more strategic in
Yeah.
how it was.
I would
That
say
could be a
So
it's
you
wild
say,
idea.
see, well, we're not a bunch of pervy nerds. Look at The Last of Us. This is quality cinema here.
Exactly. That's literally what it feels like.
I agree with that.
I
yeah.
would say I agree with that, and also it took a genre that maybe wasn't as popular, like stealth genre.
Mhm.
Now it's not a diehard stealth game, but it's got some really tough sections,
It does.
and they got people to play a stealth game, and because of the rest of it, I really like the story. I like the characters. I got sucked into everything, and I like the gameplay. To me, it's my if you said pick your favorite stealth based game, I would say The Last of Us. Like, not that I have a huge a lot of experience
yourself.
playing stealth games, but I really
Ooh,
liked
I
it,
see what he did there.
and it was a good package, and like you said, yeah, it definitely turned a lot of people's attention.
Maybe that's going down another thing there with my brain. Maybe that's a crazy idea. The crazy issue is gaming as the industry as a whole is so segmented, and it doesn't have its Hollywood. Does that make sense? It doesn't have a central playfield where everyone knows that this is an area where everyone comes together.
Mhm.
Everyone knows each other. Yeah, everyone sees each other down the streets. Got all these industries down this block, all this industry down this block here. It's a centralized place.
Studios aren't all together.
Studios, all this stuff. Nothing,
Yeah.
everything is separated everywhere. So when everyone's trying to come together, and we're trying to put our Game Awards together to the whole world, you have all these random people turning up. It's like, who the fuck are these people? I've never seen it before. I never see their photos in video games. I only see their name in the credit. That could be anyone. You never see these people compared to the music industry, compared to movies and stuff. They just,
And
which is
the
And even the Game
it's
Awards, they
another
don't
loss for
celebrate.
E3. There's never loss for E3. Like
Yeah.
that's what we had.
And when you
Yeah,
talk about
E3 was
spokesmen,
good at highlighting people like that. Yeah.
the spokesmen for gaming are just the fanboys and like
And yeah, the
The
streamers.
YouTube fanboys, the
Oh,
streamers.
the
yeah.
streamers.
The problem
The
is
streamers
the
have done
problem
more
is
for gaming popularity, I think, than anything. Like,
But the problem is that they're not. The problem with it is that the streamers more represent the casual, and I get that that's the majority. I understand that, but I also think certain genres and certain kinds of games got lost because of that. Because the casuals latch onto a game, that becomes the game. What happened to Minecraft? What happened to Fortnite?
like
What happened
Helldivers 2 right now.
with Helldivers, which is currently going on? That game became it, but it's like that doesn't represent like gaming as a whole, though. That's the problem. Like, yeah, those are games, and those are great games, and those are great examples of quality titles in their respectable
Popular.
genres. But we got like thousands of titles, or just thousands of genres that aren't really represented properly, and it's because, well, Kai Cenat played Helldivers 2, so that's it.
I love Tyson that. I love him. No, I don't. I'm just
And then they're out here or Ninja played Fortnite, and that became a phenomenon. I'm like, but look at all this other shit. So now it's become companies have to appeal to casuals to get like play. It's almost like you gotta like pay the DJ to get your record played. That's what it feels like.
And it's like that story I told about playing Call of Duty with those guys, and all they want to do is chat and stuff, and they couldn't believe, like, where you been? I was like, I was playing Dead Space, and to them it blew their mind that I wasn't just on Call of Duty every day, like playing other games, like single player games. It just couldn't comprehend it. Like, it's just crazy. It's like that's gaming for me. Like, I got sucked into the Call of Duty. I forgot what gaming was about for me for a couple years, and then I was reminded about 2000, right after Gears 3 came out, just because I know that was one of the games I bought when I took my break from Call of Duty. I didn't love Gears 3, but the other, like Dead Space 1 and 2, Gears 3, something on the Wii, might have been Skyward Sword, something, Galaxy 2, something around that same time frame. And I was just like, yeah, this is why I love gaming. Yeah, playing Call of Duty is fun with you guys, but I'm like, I need to get back to what I like. Then the Wii U came out, and I just really got back to to what I loved about gaming. So yeah, you're right that the people, a lot of the casuals, they see the popular game, they want to play it because the guy, someone they likes has.
I don't know,
played it.
man. I feel like
You're breaking up. T.
He feels like he's frozen. No, so go ahead.
oh no, there's something happened in 2016. Ghost.
Uh-oh. You're on PC or your Mac? T.
He's on. Watch,
Better
watch,
be the
watch.
PC.
If it ain't the PC, I'm about to have a fucking field day with this, bro.
It's probably his internet. It's not the computer. Couldn't be the Mac.
Yeah, but if it's the Mac, then I'm vindicated. That's why I want it to be the Mac. Okay, but it just kind of boils down to the reality that, like, and ironically enough, I can see where people start getting jaded with gaming, because it feels like with these people trying to appeal to that demographic and being like, well, that's not representation of all games. That's not the kind of games that all of us play. But every genre wants to play that game all of a sudden. And it's just like, well, fuck, man. So what? My games have to become
What's
lower
my-
tier.
Where they so
shit.
Dude, you're freezing, man.
Yeah.
And what if you've been
I mean,
talking this whole time and doesn't realize what we're talking?
No.
because he can't hear us. He can't hear us. He's stuck in a void. Is this what
Somebody
purgatory is gonna be
message
like?
him.
This is crazy. I don't know if he'll get the message on time. T, you're in hell.
It's funny how he just sped up suddenly. Just like,
He was like, I caught it. Fuck. Wait, he moved to get home. You good, T?
T, you've
What's the problem?
been freezing, man. I don't know if you can
Yeah.
hear us.
I've heard you guys the entire time,
Really?
so I don't know what's going on. Yeah,
We only heard.
I've been trying to
like,
interject, but you can't hear me. So
Yeah, I
don't know.
hear you for a second, then it
my-
freezes and
Oh, my internet's shot. My internet's gone. That's what
Are
it
you on
is.
your Mac or your PC?
It's my internet. It's red. The,
Hey, I would ask you, are you on your Mac or your PC?
I'm on my Mac. That has nothing to do with my internet connection.
Let me push my agenda, Hollywood. This
Go ahead and
is why
push your
this is why
bullshit
Max
agenda.
ain't shit, Hollywood.
Oh
you need
no!
to get
it's
some
gone.
solder on that router. That's what you need to do.
Oh, we gotta cut this shit out. It's terrible, bro. Oh Lord. When
Man.
at GDC they use DSP as an example of the average gamer, Donnie, that better not be true. If they use DSP as the example of an average gamer, I'd be so fucking mad, bro.
You know what
Oh, that's
expression not piss me off. The expression that I'm so sick of hearing is we need to make this for a modern audience. Like somehow I know that people do seem to get more offended, younger generation. I don't know why, I just seem to get offended by more stuff for whatever reason. But I don't like the Tomb Raider
Younger.
the trilogy remake. I don't know if you know this. They had to put a disclaimer about how offensive and racist, and they apologized, but they left the content in. But they realized that it's super offensive and super dated, and I'm like, why did they have to put that in there? Like seriously, like I didn't play the 2 and 3, so I don't know what
Your
they had.
generation, really? As
I wish we could hear you, T. I wish we could hear you. I heard 2 seconds, but
My chest hurts. That was great.
It's Terrell is kidding me the most. You know?
Cause he
I heard
T
something about
froze.
generation, really, and then that was it.
T froze, and then his face went like.
Now he's not frozen. It seems like you freeze when you try to talk.
I got 4 people on this internet connection right now.
They
But-
wanted to get off.
They're
Anyway,
all streaming
I
too.
was looking for Clactic's reaction. Like, is there anything in the Tomb Raider trilogy that needs a disclaimer about how offensive and racist and
I can't think of
What about
it.
animal
If
cruelty?
if they're talking about something, they're most likely talking about the original Tomb Raider, where you had some typical 90s trope. You had a skateboarder
stereotype
guy.
stuff?
Yes, but there's nothing absurdly racist or anything like that. And just get the hell out of here, man. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. It's just.
Who's
I
the
don't get
company
it.
that is making the games now? Crystal Dynamics.
No, that they were.
Trigger warnings.
I heard about like students asking for trigger warnings before their topics.
Oh yeah,
Like-
I'm playing Persona. Persona
And that
does
is
that.
a slippery ass slope.
That
bro.
is ridiculous.
Persona 3 does that. The remake I've been playing does that. Oh, trigger warning
It
game.
doesn't need either. Like,
The game has. Well, here's my thing: if it's rated M for mature, why do you need a trigger warning?
exactly. And then Disney does it. Yeah, Disney in the 50s. Yeah, there's some pretty bad
It's
stuff.
some horrible stuff.
Like not Mulan, Pocahontas, the Savage song. I didn't even remember it. My buddy sent it.
Or
sent-
the crows and
what's the
is it
trigger warning?
Dumbo?
I haven't heard that
Triggers weren't just
Well,
like, hey, this has offensive. This might be offensive, not by today's standards. You know this. Like,
Yeah, they do that for like they have Disney. They still have like
some of the old Disney stuff.
it's wild.
It is wild. It is fucking.
wild.
T mentioned Dumbo just then. Yeah,
The crows and shit.
even like
That's-
Pinocchio and stuff. You know, it's some stuff that's going on in there. It's like, yo, man, this is it's too much.
And so like yeah, if you watch if you watch Dumbo on Disney Plus, they go trigger warning. This has
even
representation.
if you watch like the old Tom and Jerry, you know, some of the
Old Tom and Jerry
Tom
stuff,
and-
with the mammy in the kitchen shit. Like,
Yeah,
but you
yeah,
know
yeah.
what? I can deal with it. I could deal with it as a kid. I knew what was going on there, even as a kid. And you know what? It makes people better. It makes them stronger.
Yeah, I know. I
Mhm.
mean,
Well,
we're not going to
I mean,
what the hell is this shit? What's going on? we're just going to be like, we are not just going, yo, that's messed up, man. What the hell?
it's
You know,
it's
we
like, but what it is.
Why are you
it's a
trying to
time-
block all this shit when you were the ones that made this shit? Like,
Yeah.
If that's
Like,
okay, if that's
well,
the case,
here's
why
the-
put
here's
why
the
put it on the
hypocrisy.
platform if it's that big of a deal?
right.
There's hypocrisy because, like, they say, "Oh, this movie's a classic. It's so historic," and then they put this disclaimer. It's like it's a movie of its time, and it's like
Right.
some of the stuff. Yeah, it's questionable. Like, wow, I can't believe. But things
Gone
have,
with the wind and
obviously
shit.
things have changed. You know, you don't say like homo anymore. You can't say, you know. It seems weird. Just what 5 years ago, people were like, no homo, no homo. Like now it's like
No, people still do that.
People
I
still
don't hear
use that.
anybody
Bro.
say
People
that.
still do it.
But-
Oh,
Yeah, they
it's
do it,
still
but those are
used.
the people who don't understand what sexuality is. So
But
worry
anyway,
about
I
it.
get
Or
that.
they just use
if you-
you
even if
call
you-
it now. That's the safest one. Pause.
everything for them
Yeah,
is
pause.
I'm not gay when I say this word, and I'm just
Mhm.
like y'all
But
got
I
you need to do that,
understand
then
that we progressed and things, but at the same time, it's if somebody can't watch a movie from the 50s and understand, it's like a time capsule. It's look how far we've come. Like that's
Here's-
how I look at
I
it.
mean, here's
Here's
the
the-
thing. Me and
here-
my wife were talking about like certain words and stuff. We were talking about the R word, obviously. That is a technical word, but we just don't use it anymore. I
Like
get
retarded. You talking about?
it. Yeah. So
he was trying not to say it.
yeah, I was trying not to say it,
I
but
don't
anyway,
think there's anything wrong
um,
with that word personally.
there technically is not. There's technically nothing wrong with that word
But people will get
that's
mad
the
and
point I was
emotional
making.
about
Like mentally.
people
challenged
use it
people get
in a
mad.
wrong way to make people
Yeah,
look
like
really
this
bad.
without the ed on the end.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but we were talking about stuff. What was the UN
What?
UNCF?
it. UNC.
Yeah, UNCF. What does UNCF stand for? It's still around. It stands for
UNC.
United Negro College Fund.
Mm.
You can't say Negro anymore, right?
I remember that.
But you-
I remember that.
or NAACP, National Association for Colored People. Like you can't call a person a colored person. That's
To be fair, we haven't picked the term that we're cool with yet. There's no.
yeah, but we're the ones who created who like we came up with we use those words
Mm-hmm.
in organizations even that are still around today, right? So
Like the Negro League was a historic thing for baseball.
right, you can't cancel the Negro League. That is a thing that's in our history.
That's
so
not what they should be called. You shouldn't
they
call.
should,
It's
no,
almost
they
like-
should not have been called that, but that's what they were called.
But
What
no,
they
but
You
here's
make the remakes of done. God damn it!
but here's
what
the
I'm saying is, do you need a trigger warning for that? That's just
but here's the
it's
irony.
ridiculous.
Here's
It's a
the,
little
here's
silly.
the, I want to quickly touch the streaming stuff real quick because there is a little bit more hypocrisy I noticed with it. So you recognize that these films and cartoons had imagery and representation of people that was poorly handled by today's standards, and that they're offensive and it's disrespectful for those people, right? This, that, and the third. Cool. So why are you putting it on the streaming service and still making money off it?
That's
if it's
the
that
hypocrisy. I was
if
gonna
it
get to.
if it's that disrespectful?
But it's not.
You can't give me a trigger warning and say, "Oh, I recognize this is disrespectful," but give me that $7.99 and that $11.99 to watch it. Huh? The fuck?
But I agree with
I-
T.
I kind of agree with that a little bit because it's like, okay, we don't want to completely take this away, but we're letting you know
Oh no,
that
no,
this
no,
might,
no.
this might
They're
piss you off.
covering their ass.
No,
on
no,
both
no, no.
sides.
Yeah,
I
that's all it
agree.
is.
I agree. I would rather I'd rather have the content still, but I'm just saying, don't act like it's so bad and offensive. But then you're just like, well, I mean, you're still gonna pay for it though, right? Like,
Well,
It's getting-
Sony, mostly Insomniac. They stand by all the stuff in the game, which I haven't played it, but there's a couple things in there that I think are pretty forced. But anyway,
I haven't.
they take it all
played it.
out so they can release it in the Middle East, so they can make the money. So how
Right.
much do you stand by it? Like,
They do that. Disney does it with like Star Wars.
mhm.
They put Finn way in the back of the poster. In China, they do, but it's like you guys are full of shit. Then you're like, how do you do that? How do you do those two things and put them together and say, hey, we're
I'd
up
respect
here,
you
we're the
more if you
standard.
said, you know what, Middle East, you're not getting this game because we feel your guys.
Yeah,
are-
but I was like, I might
User.
pick your battle. Either acknowledge that you want the money and just be real about wanting the money, but then don't
Right.
give me this fake like I care about the. No, you don't.
Yeah, at the
You
end of the
want
day, it's
money.
all about covering your ass. Like I was talking about this recently. I got into because I was using a company vehicle. I got into a fender bender, right? And they make you take a drug test. And
Yeah.
that's not to say, oh, we want to make sure you were cognizant and blah. That's only to cover the company's ass.
Mhm.
That way, they're hoping that you did something.
Yeah.
You did take that drug, so that they don't have to pay you. That's what it's
Exactly.
about. It's not about we're upstanding company. No, it's not about
So-
that. It's about them covering their ass, and they try to
They're-
use it to make it look like they're
They're sitting in the
themselves-
office like, so did Mrs. T's test come back? Yeah,
the
man.
tea
What
smoking that shit.
did he pass or fail? He didn't have any drugs. Fuck. How much was
Did
it?
he- No, here's the thing. Here's what's funny about it. It's like,
50K.
oh,
God damn.
was he high when somebody else hit him? It was like I hit somebody else hit me, and it was like, he was high. We don't have to pay him workman's comp. See,
I like the idea. They get aggressively angry every time. Damn it. He wasn't taking any drugs, no narcotics, nothing. Fuck. What do we do?
now we got to pay him. Shit.
Well, getting
He
back
looks
to like
Looks
these-
at workman's comp. Fuck, I ain't got this kind of money in my wallet right now.
I would be curious to see
Sorry.
what the Middle East version of Spider-Man 2 is, because here's the thing that it just bugs me that we've gone so far and there's still people who get mad that there's I don't know if it's a side quest or something. There's a point where a gay couple that at the end they're like holding hands looking at like a mural or something. And there's people that get upset about this in 2023, 2024. Like, how are we still getting upset about that? I don't understand. Like, if it was just a guy and a girl in the side quest, no one would have talked about it. Like, what? Like, something like that. That's where I'm just like, you guys are ridiculous. But
Right? It's crazy.
Wait, I'm confused.
So crazy.
So the whole thing is that they're just looking at a mural.
that's
Is
just
that
like
it?
the end shot. Like, you help these two out. I don't know if they were like trying to find love or you
What's
just
the
help them.
problem with that? I don't understand
Because
what the problem
there's
is.
two guys holding hands. It's a gay couple.
Oh,
There's-
literally because it's a gay
yeah,
couple. Okay.
There's people who get
Yeah,
upset about that, and it's just.
I was confused. I was like, what's the big
That's
deal?
why
There are
I-
a lot of people that get upset about that still.
And no, it's funny what T just said
Sadly.
about instead of getting offensive stuff, it can make you stronger. Seeing
Yeah,
something like that, adversity, hearing.
don't hide it.
And the crazy
people
thing
see
is, I was watching, like a debate, and I was like, man, this person has some good points. And then they go super religious, super like conservative. I'm like, geez, you just lost me. But one of them, I forget who it was. They said the same thing when someone's like, well, how do you feel that just you coming here and speaking at this college has just offended so many people and gave them emotional stress, and they're like, if they get stronger, they get stronger from it. Things you run into your life that don't go for you, that should make you stronger, not that shouldn't make you weaker. You should be able to learn to handle this, get a thicker skin type of stuff. Like, and I was like, I agree with that. And then they say something else, I'm like, you lost me, I'm out, type of stuff. But it is like, I think I don't know, T, you were saying something, like just watching my niece and my nephew yesterday for Easter, and just "Mommy, touch me!" Like he barely grazed her. She's like 13 years old, and I know that's the age. You know, those are the age where kids just the terrible teens and stuff. But I'm like, he barely brushed against you, and you're like screaming for your mom. Like, I know all kids. I probably did shit like that too. I don't know, but it's just like, god damn, it feels like that right there is that kind of like how some adults act these days. And I'm sure it's always been the older generation looking at the younger generation has always said the same thing. Oh, we're screwed.
Yeah.
But it just blows my mind at some of the stuff that people get so offended by and it's
busy
like,
themselves with. That's where you're putting your energy into that. Like
somebody, I forget they had a term for it, but it's like this person wouldn't be happy if the problem they're always complaining about was solved, because then they wouldn't have something to complain about. And I'm sure that's true for some people on any side of what.
Here's the problem. I think that is a difference with this generation. The problem is that shit has been monetized now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That is the problem. There's all these YouTube channels and whatnot who grift on these issues constantly. And so, yes, they don't want these problems to go away. So you know what they'll do? They'll point out shit it's not even real. It's like they just point these things out to continue the grift. And so that's also a problem too.
And
YouTube is paying people to complain about shit. And that's
luckily for like the movie critics, there's always gonna be bad movies. That's never gonna go away.
Yeah, that's always gonna be a thing.
That's a lucrative field right now if you're the top 3 guys in the movie critic field. But the other thing is like TikTokers. Like I don't go to the gym, but it seems like it's become a big problem of people
filming themselves at the gym
and then throwing tizzies because the dude's bag got in their shot. It's like, get the fuck out of here. This guy Joey,
or filming themselves in the fucking shower room and all those kind of
Joey
shit.
Swole.
Like
Joey Swole. Yeah, I knew you were gonna bring Joey up.
Joey Swole is that dude. I like Joey Swole.
He's just real matter of fact. Hey, this is the gym. That machine's there. They have the right to use that machine. You don't own this gym. You know, you have to do better. And it's like people are making money by acting like. And then like this one girl did like how many times a guy looked at her ass. She was doing the most ridiculous. I don't know what the exercise was, but it was basically just like full crotch shot,
exercise.
And she like highlights the dude, like zoomed in on his face. You know who this guy is? Like, I don't care if it was a dude doing it. If I see some weird thing out of the corner of my eye, I'm gonna look like, what the fuck is that person doing? Like, some of it's that, some of it's she's really
it's not
attractive.
an exercise.
And it's like they can make money off it. It's just crazy.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That is the problem. That's what puts this shit into overdrive, is the fact that people are monetizing these complaints. It's a grift now, so we're totally fucked. When people said that before, the society was screwed, they're a little bit hyperbolic. It is true now.
Just bring on the asteroid.
Social media.
Bring on the asteroid.
Just send that asteroid now, because we're done. We are done.
But anyway, we better wrap this up. It's 9:30.
Oh, shit. We got Clocked It on. We got to
go.
We got
it with Clocked It here. You know, keep them on.
I know. We got to get all the Clocked It we can, because we won't know we'll see him again.
Oh, we're gonna see him about another 6 months. He's gonna be like, "Fucking gaming is trash, man."
You know,
I'd love to see a video. You know, with some Clocked It in it.
I know, man.
That'd be great.
Yeah, you're bullshitting.
Crazy talk.
Make one on Street Fighter. You know, you seem to have a lot to say about it.
You have a lot to say about a lot of
We're
things.
talking some good stuff this stream.
Terrell's right. I got a lot to say about a lot of things. That's the problem.
But anyway, thanks for joining us, Jace from Clocked It. And
wow. Jason,
are you wearing any shorts or something there, Terrell? What the hell?
Oh no, I am.
Okay, thought maybe just had a t-shirt.
No. It's hiked up because of it's hiked up because of how I was sitting.
Well, what you had an incident at the gym where you got called out for sexually harassing by looking in her direction.
It's one of those because it has that full length mirror on the wall, and I was on the I was on the elliptical, and she could see my reflection looking at her in that direction.
Was there anybody else in the gym?
Yeah, there were other people. Turned into something. It didn't turn into anything crazy. Because I forgot that the gym has a women's only section, which then made me go, well, if you're so concerned about guys supposedly looking at you, you have a whole women's section, which I have my own personal beef with there being a women's section, but whatever. I'm not tripping on that. Point is, wasn't even looking at you or doing anything harass. I'm like, we're in a
She
gym.
get in
We're
your
a
face,
public.
didn't she? Or she was yelling or just talking?
Yo, she yelled. She yelled.
It
But I'm
was
also like, I'm like at a distance. Like she's over there on the weights, and I'm over here on the elliptical. It's like a decent distance. It's like a good 25 to 20 feet. I want to say.
You wish I
it
was
was
looking at you, bitch.
I'm like, you try to be respectful. about
close
it.
line her. I absolutely close line. Like, hey, look at my muscle. Look
Well,
at my
that's the thing. Like,
Get out of my face.
there people are claiming assault for
Yeah,
verbal
Somebody
or
looking at
visual
you.
stuff.
Visual assault.
Like,
Yeah,
He
we get that.
visually
I-
harassed me.
Yeah, what's that? Harassing, isn't it?
Yeah,
What is that?
harassment. It's harassment.
Harassment.
You harassing me?
no, I've been
Yeah.
guilty of. I've been
We're
guilty
done.
of looking more than,
We're done. We're
than
done at
two
this
times.
Friday. We're
You know,
done.
I try not to look more than 2 times, but there's
Yeah,
been a
Juice,
You're a
juice does that
hot-blooded
thing when he
male
looks so hard he break his neck.
human.
But you hear that
All
pop.
right, we're
go
still
off,
on
like,
air. I'm gonna tell the story while we're on there. But so I'm at Home Depot. I
Okay.
turn the corner, and here
This guy ain't
comes.
well.
I see
Depot.
6 foot tall blonde, and all I can see is just movement happening. So I look, and she's wearing like a tank top, no bra. She's got, large breasts. And I'm like, Jesus Christ! Like they were just, she wasn't even
At
running,
Home
she was
Depot.
just walking. And she had like a daughter with her, and I was like, "Jeez, okay, don't look again. And then I'm in the plumbing section, and I hear something, and I turn around, and here she is with her husband. And I was just like, instantly looked again. I'm like, God damn, all right. And I it took 2 times, and then the third time I didn't. It wasn't intentional. You just see something out of the ordinary moving, and you look. Your eyes drawn to it. Sometimes
Right.
it's dudes.
I
Sometimes,
just, I imagine it was involuntary.
But
Oh, fuck.
if she come up to me and like got in my face, I would have been like, listen here, those things are
Look
just
here, look
flying
here,
free.
listen.
Like, I'm sorry that I saw
They're
movement.
just
and I
flying
looked.
free.
There was nothing to restrain these things. Like, it was ridiculous. Like, I didn't mind it. 'cause
Your
she was-
issue isn't with me. It's with
She was
those.
attractive,
I
but
don't like meat hanging everywhere.
don't
There's
don't
a
get
lot of
mad at
meat
me
in
because
here.
I couldn't help it. Like in that situation. But if I looked 3, 4, 5 times, yeah, then come over and say, hey, listen, this is
Fuck
this
you,
is a little
T.
much. But anyway, for whatever reason, that story
She's
popped
got
up.
caught by the yams.
And she didn't look at. She didn't give
me.
me a dirty look or
It
anything.
meat
I was like, Jesus, what is going on?
I don't think I've ever been caught off guard by a woman on that level where I'm like, fuck. Like immediately.
I mean, it was
Oh,
glorious,
man.
but
Shit.
anyway, we're gonna end it with that.
Come out high like that. I mean, come on, man.
I just
we'll
like
see you
podcast
guys
has
next
been very
week.
good.
I'm not gonna look.
I just like the imagery of Juice being like,
Jeez, I mean, that's literally what I did. I'm like, did I just see what I just think I saw? Like, that couldn't have been.
it's like he,
That couldn't have been.
it's
real.
like he, it's like he jerked. He's like, no.
All right, we're out of here.
It's like the try not to bust challenge.